From the high plains of the Midwest, I bid you good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever your time zone might be. My nod to the late and great Art Bell. I'm Keith Sharp.
And I'm G. Dressel.
And we welcome you to Life After Life, a paranormal webcast where we talk about the paranormal, UFOs, or the unexplained. And the biggest question of them all, what happens when we die? Stay tuned. Hey.
Whoa.
You know, Moon Girl, what I was going to do is at the intro of the show, I was just going to leave you on screen, and me and Pam and Garrett were going to come off screen, let you do the show.
That'd be great. She's muted.
Oh.
That's
hello?
There she
Okay,
is.
now you can hear me.
Yeah, did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
No, can't.
I'd be missing you and feeling like I'm flailing in the wind.
Yeah, we'll do some quick shouts because there's not going to be very many. So, Mel, hello. Scott, good. Hey, man, it's good to see you here.
What's up, Scott?
And JJ, thank you for showing up. Randy Southwell, haven't seen you in a while. Pat's always here and complains. And he complains a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, Pam,
yeah. So we try to make him happy.
We do try to make him happy.
Oh God, does that say tax cult or tax cut?
Yep.
Yeah, God, I just finished our taxes.
I
I hate doing taxes. Okay, we gotta get started, man. We got this one.
That's my fault, guys.
Yeah, blame it on Garrett. We gotta get started because this is it's a long one.
It's awesome. This is not awesome, but it's definitely, this interview is more interesting than the first one, I think.
Yeah, well, look, and if we need to, we can skip ahead. If you guys say, hey, let's skip ahead, because I really don't want to do 3 shows on this.
Yeah. You can skip ahead on this part.
Yeah,
or on this one.
Find it. Okay, so we're gonna share. Then I gotta go here. All right, here we go.
Right. And I don't want to question your relationship or anything, but I mean, is this something that you and your dad share?
No, not really.
Because I mean,
okay, gotta stop it there. There's something I notice he says a lot. Not really. I mean, it's either we kind of share it or we don't, or
right.
No. You know.
Can you do me a favor? Is there a way you can turn that up a bit?
Yep, I
can hear you loud and clear. I just can't hear them.
I just did while we were talking. But yeah, that's something to me that just jumped out. He says not really a lot, and it's like it should be to me. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I know.
All right, here we go.
I mean, you had mentioned
Is that better?
in your interview that you guys had looked at going to the bunny ranch when you guys were in Vegas.
Well, that's prostitutes. That's totally different.
Yeah, but I mean together, you know, I mean, have you ever, I mean, let me just throw this scenario at you. So you're sitting there and you're talking to these you physically sitting there, not friend one or anybody else.
Right.
And you're talking to an 18-year-old that you're talking to, and she sends you a nude.
Right.
And you're like, Dad, check this out.
No, I've never done that before.
Why? I mean, why wouldn't you?
That's my dad. That's weird. Why would I show?
So you go to the brothel?
I'm not like, hey, here's a personal picture of a girl that I know naked. Here you go.
Well, let's just say a girl you don't know. I mean, you
never really done that.
Well, you go to the bunny ranch.
Right.
With your dad.
And again, never really done that.
Yeah.
Is
it never, or is it really, or it's, you know?
Yeah, he's obviously, I think subconsciously, I think he's kind of letting us in on everything a little bit by saying no, not really. Oh, well, kind of not like that, or just whatever he says.
Not watching my dad fuck someone. What do you mean? That's like a professional place.
But I'm saying that's completely different than just saying like, wow, check her out. She's pretty hot.
Yeah, no, I've never done that. No.
What about with friend number 1?
Yeah, of course.
So your friends, I mean, just your dad just have that.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I wouldn't do it with my dad. No. Yeah, that's weird.
I guess I just don't understand the.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop it. Is it weird? I mean, that's something I wouldn't go, hey Dylan, let's go to the bunny ranch.
Yeah.
Is he saying that he went to the bunny ranch with friend 1, or is he saying that he
he's talking about
looks
his dad.
at hot chicks? No, I know, but he's saying he said, no, that's my dad though. That's weird, right? But then he says, well, would you, or not she, but the police say, well, what about friend 1? He says, Well, yeah. So does that mean that he went to the bunny ranch with friend one?
He's talking about sharing pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
At that point,
Okay.
yeah.
At that point.
Which,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can we back up for just
Sure.
a second?
Yes.
And
Come on.
for viewers that were not with us last week, explain exactly what it is we're doing since we're part 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you guys didn't join last week, you should have watched the show. So here we go.
You sound
I went Gray Hughes on, didn't I?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, if you're if you guys aren't paying attention, then we'll just
You're a morons.
you
You're
guys are
morons.
a
then.
bunch of idiots in my chat room. Yeah, I can't believe we won't go with that, but it's just like I
Yeah.
can't believe the way he treats people. But yeah, what we did is we did the first part of Murder Sheet. Again, I got their permission to run these.
They're amazing.
I talked to Kevin and Anya. They said, yeah, go for it. It's fine. But it was hard to do. So we went several emails back and forth, but we're listening to part 2. We did part 1. If you get a chance, listen to part 1. And basically what we're doing is we have a special guest Moon Girl. We're all just kind of listening to it, and we're stopping at a certain points where we start discussing things that we think, important.
Right.
Right.
And this is Kegan Kline being interviewed.
Yeah. And at any point, you guys, if you want me to skip ahead, like I said, this is almost 2 hours long, which I don't want to play the whole thing.
Yeah, we can describe.
And I don't
kinda
want
what's
to do
happening.
3 shows, but here we go.
Like that.
I mean, would you show your dad a naked picture of a girl?
Well, I mean, like if we
you?
were, I don't
No,
really
no.
know my dad, but if but I mean, if we were sitting there like that and it's a hot girl, I'd be like, hey, check this out. You know what I mean? Like, especially when we went to strip clubs together.
She was a model or something, maybe, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you know what I mean?
maybe, yeah, I see what
Right.
you're saying now.
Right. I mean, and you guys were going to strip clubs together.
We'll
I mean,
talk
it's
later,
not
Scott.
Like you're watching a topless girl dance right here, and you tell your dad, "Well, hey,
Right.
watch her because can we watch each other?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? So it's not out of the norm for something like that to happen.
Yeah, but not. I don't know. We never really had that. I don't know.
So why would some of his account information be on the same phones?
Because Chrysler. I have to do his Upwork and stuff like that. There's a bunch of stuff he has to fill out for Chrysler and stuff. He's not good with or nothing.
His Skype login stuff on the phone to do that?
Yeah, I don't know what the Skype login. I'm not sure. That could be like maybe he used it to. I don't know. Maybe he talked to my cousin on there or something. I'm not sure.
Okay, so dad did have access to your phones and used them.
No, I mean like
You just said that.
here's my phone. It's not like he would be like, take my phone and never use it.
Right.
Right.
So similar to what you would do with friend number 1, you'd say here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, that.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay. Well, not just anyone, you said, pretty much friend number 1.
well, I mean,
Friend number 1 was the only person.
my phone to use it. I mean, you need to call someone. I would give him my phone. I mean,
I can see that happening, but I mean, I'm talking like hours at a time or.
no.
So friend number 1 and dad were the only people that were allowed to do that.
No, my dad wouldn't even be allowed to do that. I wouldn't let my dad have my phone for long periods of time or nothing like that.
Kegan, you are completely,
I have to do my dad's work on his computer or on his thing. You know what I mean? Like you have my email. You can search uplink on Kegan Kline Hotmail right now and see all of that. It's Chrysler stuff.
but help
My dad,
me understand this. I don't understand this. So you will give a friend complete 110% access to your phone and your accounts.
no,
And
I never said that.
listen, because you just did.
I really didn't.
You said that friend number 1 could use your phone for however long he wanted.
Well, yeah, he's on
Which,
the phone with someone or something.
so just listen to me. So you're not letting me finish, okay?
Well, okay.
I'm trying to understand this and it makes no sense to me. I need you to help me understand this because I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. It makes no sense.
Okay.
Okay?
So I think we talked a little bit about last week. Like, I rarely do have my friends ask, "Can I borrow your phone?" And if they did, I don't know that I would just give them full access. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd tell them what the pass. I would put it in the passcode and hand it to them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, Scott got a nice little surprise today while helping a resident with a phone.
oh, did he find some pictures? Did he?
I don't really know, but yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Right.
He's going to have to get his vision checked.
Uh-oh.
So friend number
Okay.
I wanted to say that I know that one of those phones, well, I don't know 100% because I wasn't there, but based on one of the reports, that one of the phones, and I think it was one of the Samsung phones, did not need a PIN code.
Yeah, was that the one though where it was a pattern? Was it completely free to? I mean, you could just pick it up and.
I think one needed a pattern, but I think one definitely you just didn't need a PIN code. And it was either the Samsung 3 or the Samsung 4, if memory serves me correctly.
Right.
But that's not on here. That's not in the interview. It's on what is it, the search warrant notes or the affidavit? I'm trying to remember, or the probable cause. Have you read that? Have you seen?
No, I really haven't. I've listened to the interrogation, both of them, but I haven't went through the whole interrogation because there's there's just some really disturbing stuff.
It is. I didn't you. I went through it the other night and I was drained. Yeah, it's exhausting and horrible. But okay, anyway, I just know that one of the phones, and I believe it's either the Samsung 3, Samsung 4, definitely didn't need a PIN code.
Okay.
It's crazy to just listen. Even what are we 9:28 in? Yeah. How many times he's tried to separate all this from him and his dad and push it on a friend one at this point.
Yeah.
Over and over again. Like at every question they're trying to probe him, he's like, "Well, no, it'd never be my dad, but friend one."
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure they've already, checked out friend one and found absolutely this is BS, right?
But actually, that it just occurred to me that it's strange that he would want to push it onto friend one so bad. If you were in denial about it, not thinking it's your dad, wouldn't you also not think that it was your friend also?
Yeah, but if I was looking at either throwing my dad under the bus or sending someone else to
okay,
jail,
I see.
Yeah. I'm probably sending the friend to jail. Yeah, because
it's only one of at this point, he's already been like, well, it had to be friend one or your dad. They've established that, right?
Yeah. He's got that strange.
But he has a friend too later.
Yeah. But he has that whole strange father-son relationship where even though you hear a lot of people say, even if they're abused, well, it's still my dad. I still love him.
Yeah.
So he still kind of has that.
And he talks about it here in a little bit.
Right.
Like his relationship with his dad.
All right, here we go.
Number one knows your passcode. Did dad know your passcode?
No.
Okay, because again, it doesn't make sense to me. So a friend that you have, you'll give him your passcode, which contains, full access to your phone.
Right.
It contains all your messaging. It can contain banking information. It contains Amazon. That would be the biggest one I'd be worried about if someone's going to use up my Amazon and my cards on there, everything like that. So you let a friend do all that when you won't let your dad, who you don't even let him.
I let friend one use my phone for Amazon.
How do you know?
Oh, come on.
You're high on drugs, you say.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's doing on my phone.
So why would you give him access to your phone?
I don't know how.
See how that makes no sense that you wouldn't let.
Not really. I have friends that if they need to use my phone, hey man, here's my phone.
So you and your dad, a good relationship.
Not really. We do, but not really.
So why is that? Help me understand.
Yeah, not really. Again.
Why would you give
the past
a friend complete access, but not your dad?
It's my dad. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Same exact what you said. There's stuff on there that I would never want my dad to see.
Okay, I find that weird right there. It's okay, I'll go to the brothel with my dad, but
yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to show him naked pictures of girls. Come on.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
The investigators seem quite interested in the relationship between Kegan Kline and his father, Tony Kline. They want to know what sort of a man Tony Kline is.
So, like, what do you mean, like, bad relationship with your dad in the past?
Well, like, we always get in arguments and stuff, growing up and stuff, but
About what?
my dad is like, he has a real short temper, so would always freak out on me, literally anything, like literally anything.
You give me an example, just so I can understand better.
Like, I slammed his door too hard on his truck.
His truck door?
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm mowing the lawn, and I accidentally have it pointed towards his vehicles or something. Like,
what do you mean?
most little,
Towards his vehicles?
like the blower or whatever. Like, I understand
Oh, like
rock or something.
the grass?
Well, like little things like that don't even matter. He would just get.
So what would his reaction be to slamming what did you say, his truck door shut or whatever?
Oh, he'd just yell at me and stuff,
And then what would you do?
We'd be in that whole, like, for a day, we'd be like, I don't want to talk to him type argument.
And I mean, I feel like you're still not understanding that there has to be more there that you wouldn't let him have.
Like you said, there's pictures and stuff on my phone. I would never want my dad to come across any of that ever in my life.
But that'd be okay.
He would never talk to me again.
For friend number one to come across those things.
No, but I would much rather it.
So they must be underage girls, right?
For sure.
I mean, if he's saying that, like, I mean, when you're a teenager and you might have a few naked girl pictures or something like that, right? But now he's saying, I'd never want my dad to see that. That's almost admitting that, I wouldn't want him to see those 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds,
right?
And
because
12-year-olds.
He'll go on to admit in a little bit that it's like he's like 13, but there's like a difference.
I know,
right?
like there's a difference between 12 and 13.
12 and 13. But do you guys believe that he was looking at really like children that were?
I don't know. I think I think the young kids, and it's just my opinion, I think that was Tony. I think Tony got a hold of his phone. He has a thing for young kids, where Kegan has a thing for 13 and up. Not that that's any better,
right.
But I mean, there's a difference. There's been a 3-year-old and a 13-year-old, or so I think his dad is the one looking at the young porn, because he does seem like he's really surprised. Like, I didn't look that up. What the hell? He actually like he sounds believable to me. And I think maybe he's putting this together in his mind, like, holy shit, my dad's looking at this porn, but I've got to cover for him. Plus, I got to keep myself out of trouble.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on here. He's covering for dad.
Be someone like that than my dad. You know what I mean?
I don't. I can't. I just can't understand. I wish you could help me understand.
I mean, like, imagine like you said, you have no father growing up or whatever. So that, I mean, that's the same thing. It's just, you know what I mean? If he found out any of that, I would no dad anymore. My dad would never talk to me again.
But you don't have a good relationship really anyway, but.
I mean, that's different than, you know what I mean? That's different than never talking to my dad again in my life. That's way different.
Well, what would you see as the point where your dad would never talk to you again?
Talking to underage girls like that
would be just what?
I mean, after this, he'll never talk to me again. So
I mean, obviously he knew in 2017.
No, he didn't. I never told him.
No, but I mean, we did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and
you talked to him and everything?
Well, and not as in us, but law enforcement did, and they even told you that before you left for your polygraph, she told you, hey, just to let you know, we told your dad all of this. And you said,
I don't remember her saying that.
You said,
I was in so much.
So what? So what was that conversation like when you got home with dad after your polygraph?
I told them about how they said that I was a possible suspect or whatever for those girls. And that's all I told him. I didn't tell him anything about talking, anything that they found on the phones. I was talking to underage girls or anything like that. Never talk. Never told him any of that.
So what was his reaction when you came home?
He was freaking out. I mean, he was crying. My grandpa was freaking out. I mean, they raided my house. You know what I mean?
Did he say his grandpa was crying or his dad was crying?
His dad was crying, and his grandpa was there, and they were, you know, but they were both freaking out. But I don't think his grandpa was crying.
Okay.
Like, that's really traumatic, like, experience. So
You say your grandpa was there too when you got home?
no, but he came over and he left like shortly before I got there. But
So I mean, there had to be a conversation there. What? Because Dad knew.
yeah, I mean, I told him it was about the girls, and then they said I failed the polygraph or whatever.
But he knew about you talking to underage girls too.
Well, then he never said anything to me. He never even brought that up. That's why I thought he never knew the whole time.
But you just said if he found that out would ruin your relationship.
That's what I'm saying.
It clearly didn't. I mean, you still have a relationship
Right.
with him, right? When's the last time you talked to your dad?
I mean, this morning.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah, this morning. He came to my apartment this morning.
How often would you say you see him?
Oh, every few weeks.
And where is he still living at?
The same house.
Okay. So, I mean, since then, I mean, I wouldn't say it ruined your relation. I mean,
No. That's why, like, right now, I'm like shocked that you guys told him that, because he never brought that up to me.
I mean, again,
Can I
you
interject
should
there?
know because
Yeah.
they.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so based on Garrett, you have a difference of opinion, and you feel that, you know, they have a strange dynamic, and they both were sort of working together. Kegan probably knew about his dad, and let's just say he didn't know about his dad, and his dad was taking his phone, and so if he didn't know about his dad using that account, what's the name of this? Anthony Schatz account.
Yes.
Do you believe Kegan when he says, well, I'm surprised that my dad knew about it. He never said anything to me. Don't you think that that's really bizarre? If you were a father and your son was arrested or questioned and polygraphed for something that serious, wouldn't you be sitting down and having a serious conversation with your son?
Absolutely. That's what I was kind
Bizarre.
of. Yeah, behind the scenes, Garrett and I was looking at each other, rolling eyes. It's just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to me, it's like when because he acts like his dad. You know, his dad obviously didn't say anything, like you said. They didn't have that talk. If that would have been my son or anybody's son, I would have went and said, "Son, you got a problem."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but it was almost like his dad would just like, "Okay, let's just ignore this."
Exactly.
Figure it out.
Because I could get in a lot of trouble. I think that Tony's the guilty one, and he's not going to say anything.
See, some families, you know, they might sweep it under the rug, and they might just want to be like, I never want to hear about this again. It's so horrific and appalling. If you weren't part of it, that I just want to sweep it under the rug and forget it ever happened. I never want to talk about it. It's a dirty thing that we should never bring up ever again, right?
Yeah.
However, knowing Tony's creepy background with, you know, his arrests, you think that it almost seems like by not saying anything to his son is an admission of sort of guilt just by not saying anything. And
yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, and Tax Cup made a good point. He said, "Dad already knows the details. No need to talk about it."
Well,
right.
I'm sure the topic of conversation wasn't about the details. I bet it was about what the hell are we going to do now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and if I understand right, when you visit somebody in prison, when you're talking to each other, aren't they listening?
Oh yes.
So they can't, you know, you really can't say anything to Kegan about, hey, keep your mouth shut or whatever, right?
Yep.
All right.
They honestly told you that a couple of times that they had told your dad.
See, I don't remember them saying that to me.
And that's tough for me. I mean, that's tough for me to believe you just because, you know, I was.
If you were in my, okay, imagine you get home from Las Vegas. You're on a trip. Everything's went. You get home and you look outside and see SWAT everywhere. Police coming up with guns and stuff.
How was your Vegas trip before when you went?
I mean, it was great.
Drunk fest and.
Yeah. No, I'm not really a big drinker because I have seizures and stuff. So I don't like drinking a lot. But I mean, it was fun. It was super cool, but you know what I mean? And then I get taken down there. They tell me I killed 2 people. I failed the polygraph because I'm freaking out. You know what I mean?
It'd be a traumatic experience.
Yeah, and I already have anxiety like crazy.
And the thing about humans and traumatic experiences is when we do experience something like that, literally gets engraved into
This
us.
part's so
Right,
smart.
yeah.
I mean, like 9/11, I can tell you,
Right.
guys, exactly what I was doing the entire day of 9/11. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that's why I find it difficult that you don't remember a lot of things, because that was a traumatic experience and those memories get engraved into us.
Right.
Is it just something you don't want to remember? I mean,
It probably psychoanalyze it. Yeah. Probably is something I probably push out of my head.
so can you say that these chats and these images are a part of that too? I mean, that was so traumatic to you. Like you said, it was such a problem that you had, and that it was a wake-up call that you just had to push that out as well.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, I never really thought about it, honestly, but yeah, because I don't remember 90% of that stuff you just told me.
And I think you can say that the images of these videos that I was describing are pretty traumatic.
Yeah, yeah.
So possibly, I think
I don't want to hear that shit.
what you're trying to say is, I mean, possibly you saw these and it was just so traumatic for you that you pushed it out and you wanted to forget about it.
No, I don't honestly. I don't remember viewing anything of anyone younger than 13, probably.
Well, you just said it's possible that you never thought.
Probably.
Well, it's
Yeah.
possible that I never thought of any of the people I talked to. So, like, I couldn't tell you one name of anyone that I talked to.
Did you know any of the people you talked to?
No, I don't think so.
How did I mean, how do you just like search for people and pull them out, or how you go about doing that?
Meet Me
It's like,
through that app.
do you have to be 18 on Meet Me, or
You were supposed to, but
they didn't check it anyway?
checked on it.
So everyone you've spoke to, all these girls like that were younger, you met them all on Meet Me?
Yeah.
What about like Instagram, Facebook?
I don't remember ever really talking to anyone on Instagram, but I could have. But I mean, it was all mostly on Meet Me.
I know last year, the video, and I know you had said that you had, if you met someone on Instagram or something, you would kick them to Snapchat.
I don't even know. Yeah, I mean that probably sounds right though.
And you did tell them that you did know a couple of girls in real life. They just didn't know who you were. You actually tell them that in the interview.
Yeah, I don't remember any of the girls.
But you said they were some people that you like legitimately knew.
Right.
That you were
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know. I'm sure there was. I don't remember though. I mean, there were so many people that I talked to. I don't remember anyone in person though ever. Maybe people that I knew of or something, maybe, or I don't know.
You had said, like, I'm trying to think of, I can't think of her name, but you had said like you had went to school with one of them, and when they should, you remember them showing you the picture of the different girls and
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And you had said, yeah, I know her personally. No, I met her on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, like, I probably meant like I knew of them in person. I don't like actually know them or talk to them or nothing like that.
How would you know of them in person but not actually know them?
Well, like, I mean, you went to the school I know of you being, you know what I mean?
So, like, if you were like a senior and a girl was a freshman.
Yeah.
Talk, but you actually never names you didn't know.
Right. Something like that. Yeah. Something like that.
What about like people or families you were associated with?
What do you mean?
Like, say it's like a family you knew and you thought their younger daughter was hot or something.
No.
Did you ever do anything like that?
No, I don't think. No.
You sure?
I don't think so. I mean,
I don't
any
think so.
families that I knew of?
Yeah, like someone say like you would know like a couple people in the girl's family as you know yourself, and then like some persona or some alternate account you had if you would like try talking to like the daughter of a family that you knew or something like that.
I have no clue. I don't know. The daughter of a family.
Yeah, so say there's like a family that you knew was there anyone that you targeted or stuck out? You know, you were seeking out their daughter specifically.
No. Seeking out and targeting? No.
Trying to talk to?
When they were underage?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to tell you that.
My girlfriend now is, I mean, that's kind of how I know her. I know her family and stuff.
Kegan Kline now discusses the woman we referred to last week as girlfriend A. There is a 7-year age difference between them. Kegan Kline concedes he first knew her brother, who he went to school with.
And just like that, I would never hang out with her. She was 17 when me and her first started talking. She had 1 month until she was 18. And I never would hang out with her until she turned 18. Just because of that past, I'm not, you know what I mean?
But you still talk to her.
Well, not even like that. It was all friendly.
So, I mean, what made her different than the 16 and 15-year-old girls that you admitted to talking to and trading sexual images with?
Well, I wouldn't send sexual images and stuff.
You said. You said.
Well, with girlfriend A.
In your polygraph.
With girlfriend A? No.
No, not with girlfriend A.
Right.
But I'm saying what made her different then?
Because I knew her. You know what I mean? It was more of I don't know. More of a not on the phone type thing, you know? I don't know how to explain that, but it was I don't know. And I mean, she was 17 and...
I mean, in your own words, in every language.
Well, I mean, I've never hung out with them.
I'm not talking about hanging out. I'm talking...
Right.
I'm talking about talking to him and...
Yeah, no.
Sexting and trading images and that. I mean, you, in your own words, when you know what would happen if a girl told you that she was under 16, you said, I'd still talk to him. And when they said, how many girls do you think would have exchanged nude images with? Over 200. How videos of girls do you have masturbating over 25? How many of those girls were underage? All of them. I mean, so again, I mean, I feel like you're trying to keep secret.
I mean, I swear I'm really not.
But this is...
if I was trying to keep secrets, I would have wanted a lawyer from the beginning and not said a word.
But you have to understand.
If I would have known...
I mean, you keep going to well, she was 17, she was 7, but I mean...
I'm saying girlfriend A, it was different.
Right.
It was it was a real person.
Her age meant nothing? I mean, her age didn't mean anything because obviously...
Well, she was getting ready to turn 18. So it was it's only 1 month.
Do you...
It wasn't I was...
Explain the thought process.
Talk.
On if a 15-year-old told you you're 15 or that she was 15, why would you keep talking to her? A random person that you don't know.
I don't know. That's not... Probably that she's not a real person, if that makes any sense. She's just a person on the phone.
That you can manipulate, right? So you get off on manipulation and the whole Emily Ann. Why Emily Ann?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. It's just a random name.
Garrett wanted to say something.
I just think it's so weird because he does this. This is the part where it gets he starts peeking when he's saying it. He acts like they're not real people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is when it's it's terrible because he doesn't even consider them as humans.
That's psychopathic.
And yeah, exactly.
Legitimately,
exactly.
Not necessarily. I mean, I if Pam's going where I'm going, it's you remove all the anxiety from actually meeting the person.
What I heard was that it's...
Oh, hang on, baby. Okay, go ahead.
What I heard was it's, without him actually saying the words, is it's not a personal relationship. It's a game.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah, he dehumanizes him by making it just not a real person. It's
right. It's a game and they're a pawn.
Yeah.
But with his girlfriend A, she's a real person.
Right.
He has a face-to-face relationship with her, but that phone, website, whatever, keeps the distance between him.
Their avatars.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So that's what I got out of that.
Yeah, it could go both ways, but but also you and me and girl were saying, I mean, it could be either one.
Yeah.
He doesn't look at people; they're just objects.
Right.
Exactly.
And
or it could just be either there is just such fantasy that when you're online, it's all fantasy in his mind, or the other could be that he is a psychopath or sociopath or yeah.
There's something definitely wrong with him.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like, because they're 13, it's okay. They're a teenager. He's
like, why would you keep talking to them? They're 15. Yeah. He's like, because they're not real people. Like my girlfriend A, she's a real person. But yeah, it's like, no, somebody's on the other end of that.
Well, I think he's trying to make his motive look like he's basically, I'm not looking to meet anybody. All I want is their naked pictures of them.
Yeah.
Or videos or something like that. So
which I get is wrong, he's saying.
Right.
But I would never meet them.
And we kind of, and also you got to think, okay, if he's showing a picture of this really good looking model guy and he shows up, well, the game's over.
Yeah, he knows that.
But we do know in one instance he did meet with somebody and was very angry that girl had brought a friend.
Right.
So he did go. But which account was he using? Anthony Schatz account at that point, or was he just using Kegan? Because you would be crazy to show up if you're using a supermodel guy and then you show up.
Yeah. But I mean, how many different accounts did he have?
Unless it's like you want to meet Anthony, he's in the other room.
Yeah, forget about it. No, but he had Emma, he had Emily, he had Anthony Schatz, he had
he has some exactly. That's a good point.
I mean, he was an expert catfisher.
Yeah, absolutely.
If a childhood friend that he was very close to and grew up with said that he would do that to her. He would basically, she would delete him and cut him off. As he got older, he started being really inappropriate. So she would delete him, and then he would basically end up on social media under another
surface.
Yeah,
I came across that myself when I saw that.
Oh, the other thing is okay, if you're a loving, caring dad, right?
Mm-hmm. And I am.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know that your son obviously has a problem.
For sure.
Let's look at it this both ways. You don't have anything to do with it. You know your son has a problem. You're a loving, caring dad. You want your son to take responsibility, but you also, wouldn't you be saying, son, you never, ever talk to the police without a lawyer? Wouldn't you just basically hammer that into your child's head to protect them as well, just instinctual?
Or is he just, you're screwed anyway?
Absolutely.
Child porn, so go in there, don't take a lawyer, and just separate yourself.
But does that give him more credence that he didn't kill anybody because he actually is talking?
He says that though in this interview.
Right, he does mention that, but I mean, if I kill somebody, I mean, most people are going to go, you should shut up. You would not talk.
No, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Was that the conversation though, when he came home from instead of talking about, hey son, you have a problem, or hey son, we got to don't talk to him, talk to a lawyer. Maybe it's, hey son, you're screwed. I murdered these people, whatever. So go in and be screwed. But make sure you say that you never met anybody. You know what I mean? So the topic of the conversation could be very different.
Yeah. God, if we could just been a fly on the wall in that conversation, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's move along here.
Is Emily account something like Emily in class or something, or is it something made up? There's a couple.
Yeah, Emily and Emma. Yeah, it was always. Mm-hmm. Like something like that, yeah.
Right, but like why, again, help me explain the thought process behind that. Why a girl? Why did you portray yourself as a girl?
Probably because they would be more, I don't know, probably wouldn't feel as threatened to talk to a girl than a boy. You know what I mean?
They wouldn't?
That still was confusing to me.
Like
it was probably easier to get them to send you nudes.
Probably.
Why would it be easier? Because you would think a girl would send it to a guy and not another girl, unless you're on a lesbian side or something.
Because I actually think
but we know what they're trading too.
Yeah, I believe that he's actually talking to other pedophiles.
Yeah, but how do you know that? But how do you know that?
That's
when you
true.
approach that person. So to me, that part didn't make sense, making Emily and a female thing.
Man, a lot of this is probably trial and error.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's throwing enough. He's throwing enough, basically crap at the wall, and he's seeing what's going to work.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they thought you were a girl, they thought you were a girl sending them to then a guy.
Right.
And if you know you were maintaining these relationships, like there was a few where, it was like a boyfriend and girl or girlfriend and girlfriend type things. Did you feel like, an actual love?
No. No.
There are a lot of them, and a lot of them, like you said, helped you through a lot of tough times and like depression and everything that you were going through. There had to been, there was a love yous exchanged and things like that.
Yeah, that was just to get what I wanted. You know what I mean?
Like, what was your end goal when you would start contacting?
To get naked pictures from them.
Okay. And then you obviously had told the polygrapher that you would masturbate to those images.
Yeah.
You were sexually aroused.
Right. Yeah.
To those images. Where would you draw that line then?
Of what?
For age-wise?
Like 13.
13?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about a 13-year-old made it different than a 12-year-old for you sexually?
Probably the age of just being like a teenager. Probably.
The age-specific searches on your phone or from your phone, like the 12-year-old girls, the 13-year-old girl, that was you?
I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm sure I looked that stuff up. That was
12-year-old girl stomach, like 12-year-old gangbang, stuff like that, like those searches.
I don't ever remember searching that, but yeah, probably that was, yeah. Yeah.
I think you have like a thing for a girl's stomachs. Is that, we all have.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And then
did that detective say we all have? Okay, that's kind of weird.
I think he's trying to,
bait him a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like searches. Was that like on just browsing the web or?
I don't know. I don't even remember searching any of that stuff. It was probably Internet Explorer, something like that.
Okay. Now, how many, would you be able to find a lot or?
I don't even remember. I don't know. Probably not.
So that's probably why you had to
right
facilitate actually talking to them.
To the girl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You had said, and again, I really just want to get this clarified. The friend one relationship that ended 2018, you had said, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you had went to Vegas and had the new phone that you found and your iPhone 5 that you had, so those searches would have been yours because no one else would have had.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Access to it. And which again were in that age range that said that you prefer.
And that really shows how bad it is because I don't even remember ever even searching anything there.
When in Vegas? How often would you probably commit a day when you were doing it?
I have no clue. There were girls I would talk to. I don't know.
It was literally like you wake up in the morning, first thing do was check your phone.
Probably. I don't know.
Last thing at night before going to bed, first thing when you get up type thing.
No, I don't think it was like that.
When would you normally get up?
I don't know. That was 3 years ago. Probably 8 or 9, I guess. 10. I don't know.
You said like 10:30. Sound about right?
Yeah.
So again, you got to help me understand this because, we're past the friend number one thing in the past, the 2018. And these are the new devices that only you have access to. And the search history, I'm looking at is the same. So I think we can be safe to say that friend number one didn't search those things.
Yeah. I don't remember searching any of those though.
But if you had the only access to the phones, then it have to be.
That Samsung Galaxy phone?
And the iPhone 5. Because again, we're past the friend number one falling out relationship. Dad doesn't know your password. And it was just you and him. And I'm talking these searches were in Vegas.
When? Yeah, but when I was in Vegas on that vacation, I was friends with friend one though.
You said your falling out was before that.
No, my falling out was when we left Vegas.
And you said...
I moved back to Indiana.
Right.
Moved back in 2018. The investigators began to ask Kegan Kline about the trip he and his father, Tony Kline, took to Las Vegas shortly after the murders in Delphi.
And then, but he wasn't out there with you guys. It was just you and your dad.
In 2016?
17.
Was.
When you went to Vegas.
I thought it was 16. But yeah, no, he wasn't with us.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. The searches, the times on those searches,
I guess,
were when you guys were out there. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I don't even remember searching anything out there, is why I don't know.
Who all went to Vegas? Like a big party? Were you guys celebrating something?
No, just me and my dad.
And you had that planned for...
Yeah, we had that planned for almost a year. Probably before that.
You didn't meet anybody?
We said...
Out there or...
No.
So, I mean, why don't you think you're...
Well, we did one of his friends.
After discussing a bit of identifying information about a friend of Tony Kline's, the conversation returns to the 2017 trip to Vegas. And did you and your dad, did you guys share a room, one room, or...
In Vegas? Yeah.
Okay. So when do you think you have the opportunity to make these searches?
Oh, I probably would have, went to the bathroom or something like that. Or maybe when he was sleeping or something.
Okay. After you professional services in the, meet me or something or whatever.
I never did that, man.
No, that was on there.
Meeting a girl in Vegas?
Yep.
From Meet Me?
And just other kick was messages on that and things like the escort service that you were talking to on there. Prices. Like two, I think she at one point said like $250 and you're like, a little much. And
like, see, I don't even remember that. I probably did though, because we were talking about going to the bunny ranch. So yeah, probably did.
Which, it's legal out there.
Right.
Anyway, so what else about that vacation stood out?
What do you mean?
Like, just go over the vacation, like what you guys did.
We sightseeing and stuff like that. That was really about it. Just sightseeing about every day, gamble and stuff like that.
And did you ever arrange anything? You didn't go to the bunny ranch, you said.
No.
Why go there?
It was too far. It was pretty far outside of Vegas.
So
it's super expensive. Way too expensive.
How much?
It was like $400 for an hour.
For an hour? Oh, yeah, I could see that being a lot. What would the price point that you would have been happy with?
Oh, I don't know.
What about your dad? What price range?
Probably 150 or something like that.
150? And what would you expect out for $150?
Probably blowjob.
For 150?
Yeah.
What about your dad? What would he think? And what would he want?
Probably the same.
Same?
Yeah, probably the same. Yeah.
But it had to be, you weren't working at the time, were you?
No.
So he was, I'm assuming.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Paying for everything. So he'd probably be in negotiation somewhere if he's got to pay double.
Right. Yeah.
And did he try to, since he was the negotiator and the pocket man, did he try and negotiate into or?
No, I just called him on the phone.
Well, like the chats and stuff like that.
No.
So he left it up to you to try to negotiate the prices.
Yeah.
And
my dad's not really good with phones at all, like anything electronic. That's why I got to do all his Chrysler stuff.
But
it's ridiculous.
I think he had mentioned like he knows like Facebook or messaging everything like that.
Right.
The following section contains references to two women Kegan Kline claims to have been in relationships with. We will refer to them as girlfriend A and girlfriend B. And that at the time where you weren't with girlfriend A.
No.
Right? Who was your girlfriend at that time?
I don't think I had one.
And was trying to think.
Girlfriend B, maybe.
Yeah.
Girlfriend B.
Yeah, she didn't go with you guys.
No.
What did she think of the whole law enforcement thing at your house? And
I told her, and then I kind of quit talking to her after that.
Like, what did you tell her?
I told her that my house got raided and stuff. And I told her because of the two girls, and that's it. I obviously didn't tell her anything else.
So what did you tell her about that?
Like, they said that I failed that thing and how they were questioning me about it and stuff.
And what did she say?
I mean, she freaked out, obviously. I mean, it was more her quit talking to me kind of thing.
She did?
Yeah.
Why would she?
I mean, we weren't like a serious boyfriend and girlfriend or nothing like that. It was just kind of like a hangout thing because we'd known each other our whole lives pretty much.
So, and again, Kegan, I'm just really trying to understand all this stuff and trying to add it up. And I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't, okay? You know, giving a friend full access to your phone, but not your dad. And again,
I mean, it's more of like my dad.
Just listen.
Right.
And you know, being weirded out by showing your dad a picture of a hot girl, but yet negotiating prices to hook up to get a blowjob. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not going to show my dad a picture of a 16-year-old girl and be, hey, look at this girl. I mean, I would never do that.
Well, you even said 18.
Well, I wouldn't. I didn't really talk to a lot of 18-year-olds, you know? So, I mean, I wasn't really getting nudes from, you know, girls like that because I had technically I had a girlfriend, but
I mean,
that's why I would never want to like hang out with anyone in person or nothing.
Because of what?
I already had a girlfriend. If I wanted to have sex with someone, I'd just have sex with her.
Is it
girlfriend B?
Girlfriend B? But I mean, you said that wasn't a serious relation.
I mean, it wasn't serious. But I mean, we had sex a lot.
You guys did?
Yeah.
So you did have a sexual relationship?
Oh, yeah.
How old was girlfriend B at the time?
She's my age. So she might be 25 now. I don't know.
25, and you've had no other contact with her since that happened?
Not really. I think she moved or something like that. I'm not even sure.
How do you know that?
Facebook.
Gotcha. But I mean, I think we're at the point where, you know, with all this information on your phone, multiple phones, you know, and your own admission that you were talking to girls underage. And I mean, I'm not talking one or two images that could be kind of hidden.
Right.
I mean, you knew all the stuff that was on your phone, right?
I mean, yeah, I knew. I talked to those girls a lot on Kik and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever deleted any messages on there.
Well, you said you deleted the
whole app.
Yeah, the apps and stuff like that. So that way they couldn't hold it against you for.
No, not even that.
You said it.
But more of.
Would look bad.
Yeah, right.
It would look bad.
Well, not even that. Just more of like how she said, just, you know, I don't know what.
How she said.
She kind of really like made me not really realize I already knew, but like, it was more of like a motherly type thing when I talked to that lady. How she was like, you know, you're young. You need to, you know, never do this again. And you need to get help and stuff like that.
I definitely didn't hear her say delete everything.
No, I never said delete everything.
Well, you said that she had told you to delete everything. Stop what you're doing.
Well, I said actually not really like that. But I mean, she was like, hey.
So why lie? I mean, you lied in the beginning to them that you didn't make any fraudulent accounts. You didn't talk to underage girls, knowing, I mean,
right.
They had your phones.
Right.
So why lie?
I don't know. The anxiety and freaking out about everything is just like maybe if I lied to get away with it or something, you know, probably something like that.
And I mean, I hope that it's not your thought process today.
No.
Because obviously,
I mean,
today's completely different.
Yeah, right.
What concerns me is, and again, as I expect you to be honest, I want to be honest with you.
Right.
Is just the whole friend number one thing doesn't make sense to me. You know, the whole dad thing doesn't make sense to me because I mean, I'd feel my other parent or family member, they would have way more trust for a random friend that, you know, would do that. And so honestly, I mean, I do not think you've been 100% honest about this. And I think there's other stuff you haven't been honest about. And that's something we do need to talk about because, again, it has been a very long process, a very detailed, fine-tooth comb process to go through all of these phones, to go
Right.
through every chat. I mean, you talk to some people,
Right.
and it's been very tedious. And when we find these things, they have to be clarified because, again, your names are on the phones.
Right.
Your PIN.
Right.
One's a PIN and a swipe. And then it's all on you.
A pin and a swipe? What do you mean?
Yeah, you had like a swipe and a PIN in the backup on one phone.
I don't.
So
The Samsungs or something?
yeah, so, you know, like I said, the things that we need to clarify on that stuff, we need to clarify. And just as in the child pornography and the solicitation and exploitation that you weren't honest, like you said, I mean, you were just nervous and
Right.
with anxiety of getting caught, you know, the Delphi investigation, we found things that you weren't honest about either.
The conversation now turns to the possible connection of Kegan and Tony Kline to the murders of Liberty German and Abigail Williams.
This is where it gets really
Yeah.
interesting.
With the anxiety of getting caught, you know, the Delphi investigations, we found things that you weren't honest about either.
What do you mean?
And that, I'm going to go into that because
Yeah, please do.
what we need to discuss it, okay? You had told investigators, and I know you say you don't remember a girl that you ever talked to, but I know you remember Liberty German, right? And, you know, you talked to her and you admitted to talking to her. And
I don't think I ever did, though. I think I talked to one of her friends like I told them.
yeah, you admitted that you talked to her for a few hours at a sleepover. And then you blocked her because she was annoying. You remember that?
You're right. Yeah.
And he
You're
goes
right.
back and forth.
You remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So again, in going through with a fine-tooth comb, that's not what happened.
And
I
and I
think you
do
wanted
not
to be
believe for
truthful,
one
and it was
moment.
hard for you
Sorry.
because you were scared. I
I
it's a
do not
double
believe for one moment that he blocked her.
Yeah, me neither.
That's
Absolutely,
just
absolutely not. Absolutely
Mhm.
not. Yeah.
homicide investigation.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right.
I get that. But here's where you have to be honest about it. Because now we have all the information, okay?
Right.
And I'm telling you right now, and you can say you don't remember, but I'm telling you for a fact, you did not just talk to them during a sleepover, okay? I'm telling you for a fact, you said,
Hey, Moon Girl.
Mhm.
One thing, maybe, can you seem to know about the sleepover thing? When he's referring to the sleepover, who were the people that were at the sleepover? Do you know?
I think it was Liberty and the girl, you know, the Smith family, where they refer to the Smith family.
Yeah,
So would
Not
this
by the
be-
real name, but the friend, one of the daughters of his friend, the family friend girl. But I'm not 100%. That's where it gets confusing to me.
I think you're right.
Is this the same occasion where the peeping Tom showed up? Or
Yes,
no? Okay.
that I'm not 100%, but my understanding is that it's Liberty happens to know his family friend's daughter, and they're having the sleepover. But I get confused about when that sleepover took place. Like, did it take place on the 12th, like the night before, on the Sunday night? So
yeah, well, because because Abby and Libby had a sleepover at Libby's house, and so at first when I heard this, I thought, oh, are they? When he said I talked to Liberty's friend, was he talking about Abby? Because Abby spent the night with Liberty the night before the murders. So
okay.
But I'm guessing this is a totally different situation.
Yeah, it might have been the weekend prior, and this might have been the same girl.
I think it
that
is.
that Liberty and had a falling out with one of her girlfriends, and I think it had to do with Anthony Schatz.
Right.
Okay.
And I think
Right?
that peeping Tom situation was a third incident. Well, actually, the first incident or second. So I think it's three separate occasions here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't exchange any pictures with them. You said I didn't exchange any pictures with them.
I don't think I ever did.
I'm telling you that's fact you did, okay? Because the Anthony Schatz persona
Right.
that you admitted to making communicated with Liberty German on Snapchat, on Instagram, and like I said, it was not just for a couple of hours, okay? So we need to revisit that.
Right.
And we need to clarify that because right now what we have in that what we can officially go with is you saying that, but we know for a fact it was a lie. Okay? That's what we know right now because we have the data, And again, I made the comment in the beginning, Snapchat thinks that it all deletes. It doesn't, okay?
The investigators now get into an area people have long wondered about. What exactly was the nature of the relationship between Anthony Schatz and Liberty German?
So when do you think how did you meet Liberty German? You didn't meet in person, but how did you?
I don't know. I literally don't know.
And again,
it had to be on Instagram or something.
Okay. It was on Instagram.
Yeah.
And again, you can't tell me you don't know because you have to know because this needs to be clear. This can't be something that's left.
Yeah, let me show you guys something that I got this a few months ago from somebody that's a good source. This is Tony's house. And if you see that squad car there in the background, from what I understand, this is going on every single day. They've got a squad car or an unmarked car watching Tony's house every day. See
yeah.
So I got that a couple of months ago. I meant to show everybody that. I forgot about it, but yeah. Someone had asked. I think the police are suspicious as Tony. Absolutely, they do. There's absolutely no doubt.
I also heard that, but I also heard from another. I can't remember where I heard it from. That there happens to be someone that lives on the same block or on the same street that has a police car. So I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but if you look at that picture, it's it's at a place of it's not at a residence.
Yeah, it looks like a parking lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little warehouse or something back there.
Mm-hmm.
But and this person had been going for that purpose to see if Tony's house was watched, and they said every day they went there was sometimes it's a different cop car. Wasn't always the same. Like they'd have an unmarked car out there, so they are watching him and
if they
trying to put the pressure on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, because we know through the records.
I know it was so long ago. I don't.
But again, like I said, it's
right.
Okay, so she added you on Instagram. When was that? Would you say?
I literally have no clue. I don't remember talking to her really. I didn't even know who she really was until after I saw that on the news. And I was like, oh, wow, that name. Like, I remembered that name.
Okay. And again, that's a lie too. Because we know that for a fact that when you were in Vegas, that on your device, you were searching about the Delphi investigation.
Yeah, because that's like right by you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's someone getting killed right out here.
But it's not just...
Be like, what the fuck?
It's not just something you saw on the news.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a news article that you looked at on Safari. Tips pour in after suspect identified in Delphi Dumble homicide. New details in the Delphi killings to be released. The audio clip. You remember the audio clip?
Right.
How many times would you say that you listened to it?
Oh, I don't know. Probably a few. I'm not sure.
A few as in like 1, 2.
I don't know. I mean, trying to hear the guy's voice, see what he said. I don't know. Probably 5 or 6, probably. I don't know.
6?
It wasn't really that long.
6 times?
Right.
Another article, information sought, investigation into the deaths of Liberty German and Abigail Williams. It was a lot, and you saying that it was a party weekend, nothing but fun, and that's not what your phone says. It's not what your search history says.
Because I'm searching about people dying?
Not just people dying, a person that you literally talked to.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that at the time, that's who I was talking to.
How do you not?
Because I don't think, like I said, I talked to a ton of people.
Okay, then
And then like once I realized, I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
When would you say you realized that it was that Liberty German, the girl that you were talking to, was killed?
I don't know. Probably, a little bit after probably happening. I mean, probably after it happened and I saw like her face and saw her name.
Okay. And then you told investigators that you had never talked to anybody.
Yeah, I don't remember talking to her. I remember talking to one of her friends, I thought.
You just said you remember talking to her.
Hey, you just
Well,
lied.
that's what
Mhm.
I remember her being there, like with her friend. I don't remember ever talking to her.
That's not what you said.
But Kegan,
I
you know
said-
of her.
Said you talked.
First interview.
No, you said, Kegan, I'm not here to argue with you, okay? I'm not here to lie to you either.
Okay, well, I'm not here to lie to you either.
But I'm telling you what you told investigators was you had talked to her the night of the sleepover.
This is 3 years ago. I mean, I don't remember everything I told them. You know what I mean.
There's no way. I mean, and again,
Why would I think about that? That was the most traumatic experience of my life, and telling me that I
I bet it was
killed people. So yeah, why would I ever think about that?
because it was a traumatic experience.
Why would I want to revisit
Okay, so
them telling me that?
then why lie?
Them telling me that I failed a polygraph.
Then why lie to investigators about it? And
I really didn't think I did.
we're not 3 years into it or away from it. Now we're 2 weeks after it happened, okay?
Right.
Why did you tell them that you only talked to her one night when that
Because that's probably all I remembered. I mean,
remember 2 weeks?
like I said, I talked to hundreds of people. I don't remember talking to one girl. You know what I mean?
Just one girl that got killed.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
you wouldn't
You'd
remember
rem-
that?
You'd remember that.
Then why care what happened? You said it. I mean, it was so important because
It is. I mean, that's 2 little kids getting killed in a town that's right by me. And that person's out here somewhere.
and one of the girls that got killed you talked to, including the day of.
Let's just take a moment to highlight this. Kegan Kline communicated with Liberty German on the day of the murders.
She
Killed, and then people talked to him. What do you mean? That doesn't mean that I killed them.
I didn't say that.
That's what you're saying. Like
Absolutely not. Did not say that.
you're implying
Nope.
that I know something about that or anything like that. That's what you were implying.
No. What I'm trying to do is clarify.
And I'm telling you the truth. I get that you don't believe me, okay? But I'm telling you the truth. Whether it's my whatever psyche telling me to put that out of my mind, I don't remember it. I don't remember what I told them 3 years ago.
Okay, well,
I don't remember ever talking to her.
so you said you had never sent her any images.
I don't think I ever did.
There's an image that you sent to her in a Ferrari that says sports car.
Yeah, because I have a Ferrari.
Well, Anthony Schatz did.
Okay.
Right. Anthony Schatz had a Ferrari.
I don't remember that.
Here's another.
Is that, let's chime in real quick. Is that just a fantasy in his mind? Will I have a Ferrari?
Because he also says in the same interview
A
that
Lamborghini.
he doesn't have a license or a car.
Right.
So-
But yet he says, well, I have one.
I have a Ferrari.
Yeah.
On videotape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other one that you had sent her. I hate how long it takes for this to warm up Ferrari. Here's another one.
Okay. Like I would send to everyone. I mean, that's
Like I have a Ferrari.
yeah, like I would have a Ferrari. What do you mean? I didn't.
Anthony Schatz.
Okay, but I don't. I don't remember that.
You were, okay?
You're acting like I remember every little piece of, like every little
Okay, well
thing of every
let's
girl that I've ever talked to.
let's get this straight then. So
I forgot even about that name until you said that 10 minutes ago. I forgot even about that.
Kegan Kline was not talking to Liberty German. Anthony
Right.
Schatz was, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, Anthony Schatz was.
Right.
So Anthony Schatz. So when they were asking, did you send her images? You said no because you didn't, but Anthony Schatz did.
No, because I don't remember sending them anything.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, here's 3 off the bat. Here's another one. Here's a couple more, actually. And then here's one sent specifically to her. Is it bad that I'm super into you?
Like, I would say that to every one of those girls. I mean, it was the same thing with
That was
every
what I'm
one of
saying.
those girls.
But when you're telling me that you never sent her, or Anthony Schatz never sent her,
Because I don't remember ever sending her anything. I don't remember ever even talking to her. I remember talking to her friend. Like, you think you're going to catch me in a lie, And I'm not really lying to you at all. I don't remember it.
It's not. I've caught you in a lie.
You haven't.
It is a lie.
You haven't, though.
You said I've never sent her anything.
And you asked me, do I remember that? And I said, no, I do not remember that.
Well, I'm telling you.
So I'm not lying.
I'm not. I'm not going to argue with you about these little itty-bitty word sentences, okay?
It's not itty-bitty when you're telling me that I know something about people that have died.
On camera and audio recorded, you said I did not send Liberty German any pictures.
Right.
Okay?
I don't remember ever doing that.
Well, I'm telling you right now, you did.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So that's a fact.
Okay.
That's not me trying to catch you in a lie. That's a fact.
Okay. You are trying to catch me in a lie because you keep asking the same questions. That's you trying to catch me in a lie. I don't remember it, okay?
Okay.
And you can think that I'm lying to you, but I really don't remember it.
And I'm telling you, you may not remember it.
Okay.
But it happened.
But it happened. Okay. Yeah.
So you can.
Right.
This is a fact.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
Fact.
Right.
So just like talking to Liberty German is a fact.
Right.
Okay? Anthony Schatz communicated with Liberty German. And it's a fact that it wasn't just for a few hours at a sleepover. It was in your own admission that you said in the interview. It is a fact on audio recorded and video recorded interview. You said, well, we never sent any pictures. And then the very next couple sentences you said, well, I knew they were at a sleepover because they sent pictures to me.
Yeah, she didn't. Her friend did.
Right.
Right.
So you knew that they were there.
Wait a minute.
And
wait
I
a
mean,
minute.
You
Hold
had
on.
said
Hold
that
on.
she
Okay,
had
hang on,
sent
hang on,
a
hang on, hang
picture.
on.
I remember that specific.
Okay, good.
So he says, yeah, she didn't, but her friend did. So just by saying that, he remembers.
Right.
He remembers because
Yeah, he's so full of crap. He's lying
because
and lying
he
and
would.
lying.
How would he know if he couldn't remember? How would he know
Yeah,
if it was Liberty? The other thing is if you were talking to two girls and one of them, and you remembered the one girl that you were talking to, but you claim that you don't remember how do I put this? He claims he doesn't remember, but that girl happened to be murdered in a small town, very close proximity to where you live, and it was making huge media. Wouldn't you be going through all of your social media records and going back and looking at the past conversations?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
They've got him tangled up so bad in
Yeah.
this entire interrogation.
They do.
Yeah.
Again, that's a fact. I'm not trying to catch you in. That's a fact.
Right.
Okay? Just like, again, it's a fact that you're communicating to her multiple days at a time, just like other girls that you were talking to, including up to the day that she went missing right before. And what I want to know is you would communicate with her on what? The iPhone 5 was your primary device, right?
Yeah.
That's a fact? Okay. What other devices would you communicate with her on?
I don't know. I have no clue of even talking to.
What other devices would you communicate with anybody else on at the time? iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on February 13th, this would have been logged in a little bit earlier, so that would have been 8 o'clock in the morning at your house, okay? Where you and your dad lived. 2 separate devices. See the numbers here? How they're the same? Log in, log out. Log in, log out. One device. Log in, log out. All within minutes of each other. To the same Anthony Schatz Snapchat account. What 2 devices were these? This is a fact.
Yeah, I don't.
And this is not.
It had to be that Samsung Galaxy then or something.
Why would you log
Ever.
devices? That makes no sense.
Talking, having my Snapchat, my actual Snapchat open at the same time.
This is the exact same snap. This is the Anthony Schatz account.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like using
2 different devices.
mine and then using another phone at the same time. Talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but why would you do that?
I mean to talk to more girls.
So it's the same account? Yeah, same account, but you're using 2.
No. But what I'm saying is I logged out of that to log into my other phone.
Which was no. What was that? What was the other phone?
That's what I'm saying. It has to be that Galaxy. That's
Which one?
there was There was like a Samsung Galaxy S, I think, or something. I don't know.
S what?
Huh?
An S what? Which one?
It was white. I'm not sure. I don't know. It had like a cracked screen real bad because I sat on it.
Okay, another fact then.
You know that
You
thing's
said
broke.
I did not talk to anyone.
And one of
about
and
them
one of
missing,
again
about
one of
the
those
girls being missing.
phones
Right.
didn't need a PIN code, and it was one of those Galaxy Samsungs.
Yeah.
So why would he log out of one to go on to another with a horrible cracked screen? And the only reason why I would think that you would log out is if a battery went dead on one, so you have to pick up the conversation.
It's super weird.
Right?
Yeah. It's to me, it's complicated.
Well,
But that's a good point. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
But somebody said that they'd looked into Snapchat at that time, and the minute that you logged into one other phone, the other phone would basically automatically log out.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember we talked about that, you and I, not too
Oh
long
yeah,
ago.
okay. Yeah.
And I don't know. I've never been in chat rooms or Snapchat
Yeah,
or
I don't even have
social other than Facebook. I've been on that, but I don't know how that works. If you logged in on another phone, would it kick the other phone off and automatically sign you in, or are you signed in on both phones? Can you talk simultaneously?
I don't know, but a police
I don't know.
The CD, have you heard of CD, his YouTube channel?
Yeah, he's great.
He was the one that actually said that you can't, as soon as you log into another phone on the same account, it will automatically shut your other account off. You can't have two accounts open at that time, according to him.
Right. Well, he probably knows more than I do.
Hey,
So I don't know.
Early on, just really fast, Keith, but early on when we were covering this case, a year ago, when we're doing all of our shows, I think we determined that whoever was responsible for this had to be very determined and willing to do things like walk across a crazy bridge, like do this during the day. So the fact that he's willing to use all these different phones and these networks and stuff, it shows a determined person that's willing to get what they want.
Yeah.
Just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point.
And I will just say this, speaking of the bridge, walking across the bridge quickly, the person that was walking across the bridge, he either walked across it many times or he has no fear of heights whatsoever, because you would not have your hands in your pockets walking across that bridge. My hands get sweaty just watching people walk across that bridge because I do have fear of it, right?
He also had to keep his kill kit in there, though.
Yeah, he couldn't have that gun falling out. Yeah. So,
well, he would have one hand up.
Else.
Would you not have one hand up? You're gonna instinctually have one hand, or wouldn't you instinctually have your hands out of your pocket?
Yes,
to avoid falling. Because
absolutely. This guy is either
he's on a mission.
He's on a mission. He's not afraid. No, the thing is, he's definitely not afraid of heights. He's probably, if he hasn't been on a bridge like she said, then he's not afraid of heights. He just, I'll just be careful on my way across it.
Well, and my point is,
I'd have been crawling.
If BG is the guy that actually did the murders, is like he's obviously hyper focused on what he's about to do.
Yeah,
it's not something you just go into lightly to and say, hey, I'm going to do murder. So
right,
but psychopath.
Let's move on.
Exactly. You know what they say about psychopaths, that they don't have the same kind of fear as
they take unusual risk. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Snapchat return. You had talked to one of her friends who had said to you,
who I was talking to,
that you were talking to
the whole time.
Absolutely correct.
That's who I remember.
Yes, correct.
Right.
She said, did you hear about Liberty? You respond on Anthony Schatz, OMG, what happened? That's talking to someone about the two girls that were missing and then wound up dead.
Right. I guess you're right. Yeah.
Okay, same person or the girl that you were talking to says that Anthony Schatz was meeting up with Liberty German.
That's
the facts.
A total lie. That's a total lie.
And then
that's a total fucking lie.
In that conversation, it goes,
that's a total lie.
We want to step out of the transcript for a moment to highlight what we have just heard. A friend of Libby German's made the claim that Anthony Schatz and Libby were supposed to meet on the day of the murders. I'm you. It's a fact, okay?
That's a lie.
So you need to listen.
It's not a fact.
Same conversation of the OMG what happened, Anthony Schatz says, yeah, we were supposed to meet, but she never showed up.
That's a fucking lie. That's a damn lie.
How do you know? How can you?
Because I know for a fact I did not ever talk to.
So how do you? No, hang on, because you don't know a lot of things about all this stuff. But all of a sudden, you know for 100% fact.
Because I didn't fucking murder someone. Yeah, so yeah, I know.
I didn't say.
For a fucking fact that I don't know anything about what happened.
Okay. Have I one time said that you murdered?
You are implying.
Absolutely not. I can honestly.
He's on your side.
No. I can honestly sit here.
If you were someone else and I asked them.
You or not.
You would see that you.
I can honestly.
Were implying.
Sit here.
For the last 30 minutes that I have done this.
Listen to me. I can honestly sit here and I'm telling you I do not believe that you killed Liberty or.
Okay. Thank you.
I can tell.
Thank you.
You that right now.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes. This is also worth highlighting. First, in a text message, Anthony Schatz confirmed he was supposed to meet Libby on the day she was murdered, but claimed she did not show up. And secondly, one of the investigators appears to make it very clear that he does not believe Kegan Kline killed Libby or Abby.
But you need to tell me.
I don't know anything.
Who was logging in?
Like I told you before.
To these accounts.
I do not.
Now you don't know again.
I told you I logged in from 2 different phones. I had 2 different phones. I was.
So who was?
Talking.
Talking to the girl about you were supposed to meet Libby.
I don't remember ever.
And she didn't show up?
Saying that.
Now you don't remember again.
Yeah, because it.
See how this can.
Never happened. I don't.
This is.
I don't.
Really confusing.
I never fucking told her I would hang out with her. I never anything like that.
You remember certain things, and then certain things you don't remember. It's awfully convenient, Kegan. It's really convenient.
Okay.
Okay.
At this point in the transcript, the investigators and Kegan Kline start having a discussion about a particular family and some persons associated with it. We are going to give all of these people fictitious names. Who's John Smith?
I went to school with him.
Like high school?
Yeah, he was. I was friends with his sister.
Who's that?
Jane Smith.
Did you date her?
No, I was really good friends with her, though.
Okay. What about Sue Smith? Who's that?
Her mom. Her stepmom.
Okay, who's Jane's?
Yeah, Jane's. Yeah, John's too.
Who's Betty Smith?
I mean, I'm guessing someone. Maybe her cousin.
Okay. What about Lucy Smith?
Her little sister.
Whose?
John and Jane's.
Okay. John and Jane. Okay. So that's brother, sister?
Yeah, I think they were half, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
Who's on first?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Who's Sarah Smith?
Who?
Sarah Smith.
I don't know.
If you went to school with John Smith?
Yeah, I even think he was like a grade or 2 lower than me.
So what's your connect with that entire family?
I used to actually stay with them a lot.
Who?
When I lived in Galveston. When they lived in Galveston.
Stayed with?
The family. The Smiths.
All?
Jane was really one of my real good friends in like 6th grade, 5th grade, 7th.
Do you remember?
So like, I already know where and you're right. I did talk to her. Yes.
Who?
Not say like that I remember when you say, is that girl Lucy? I did talk to her back in the day.
Like you dated her?
No, like I tried to talk to her.
Okay.
And that's like what you said a little bit ago about the family or whatever. Yeah. That would be, I guess, an instance of me knowing a family and,
So a person associated with that family, directly associated with that family, was talking to Anthony Schatz.
Right. Probably Lucy. Right. Had to be.
And was looking to hook up with Anthony Schatz. So she gives an address to Anthony Schatz because she's coming home after school. And she wants to hook up because parents are not at home after school for a couple hours.
Who's that? Lucy?
Someone associated with the Smith family.
Okay.
And she gets off the here. This girl associated with the Smith family gets off the school bus, and there's a guy with a ski mask peering in her bedroom window.
Okay, so you're trying to say that's me or something?
No, I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying there's another coincidence that we have a girl talking to Anthony Schatz' account, and she gives an address to Anthony Schatz because she wants to hook up with him.
See, I don't even remember her ever giving me an address.
But we have.
Right.
And she did. She did. And in fact, there was actually a police report filed when it happened because
right.
She comes home from school, sees this guy with a ski mask looking in her bedroom window directly after giving this address to Anthony Schatz. As a matter of fact, that's the incident that started everything else last time. That's how everything started last time, was that incident.
That's crazy.
I mean,
I know how bad.
And on top of that, you searched about the Smiths on 2/19/17.
What do you mean I searched?
The day before that happened, your phone shows that you searched the Smith family.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you, your phone searched.
Like on Facebook or something?
So bizarre.
Right. Okay.
Another coincidence?
Yeah, I see what you're trying to put together. But I swear to God, I was not looking in someone's fucking...
We didn't say that.
Will you stop? You're implying that God.
We're trying to get...
I know what you're trying.
To understand our picture.
I know. I get what you're trying to do. But I'm telling you, I was never in a ski mask looking in her fucking house. No. I've known them. I could literally call her dad right now and go over there.
But they do not know you're Anthony Schatz.
Exactly. But I'm saying if I wanted to get her or whatever, I would fucking just go over there.
But she...
Myself.
Wouldn't give it to Kegan. But she would give...
She would, though. She told me before that she liked me. That's the whole reason why I would try to talk to her, because I knew she liked me. That doesn't mean I'm in a ski mask at her fucking house.
It is obviously disturbing to realize that a girl who trusted Anthony Schatz with her home address ended up with a ski masked man peeping in her bedroom window. It makes one wonder what other fates befell girls who trusted Anthony Schatz with their personal information. At this point, the investigators returned their attention to the trip to Las Vegas Kegan Kline and his father, Tony Kline, took shortly after the murders.
I was going to stop it here just to say that we know that Tony Kline is a known stalker.
Right.
So because I think Kevin and Anya talked to a girl that he actually followed her home on the bus. And this is when he was a younger kid, right? And was like hiding in the bushes, peeping in on her. So this is a pattern with his dad. So I just wanted to mention that real quick.
What were you so concerned about with when you're in Vegas, or let's even go before you were in Vegas, about being somehow connected to Liberty German?
Because I talked to her friend on the phone.
But that wouldn't really, I mean, you said yourself, anyone can talk to a friend of someone.
Right.
That you were.
But I mean, if someone got murdered, I would tell them, anyone that I've ever come in contact with recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it went more than that. Kegan, you were very concerned. I mean, the searches in your phone, and this is...
Yeah, I'm concerned. What do you mean? Someone gets killed around us? I'm concerned. Yes.
Okay, so do you know what, when you gave your polygraph that you said Liberty, like, what's her name? I don't remember her name. And then after you spent all that time reading over it?
Because my brain is going crazy. What do you mean?
What I mean is there's no way you didn't know what her name was. And you sitting there, that Liberty, whatever her name is, your polygraph.
I don't remember that. And
before the polygraph, I mean, you were looking up articles about it. I mean, even before you guys went to Vegas, you guys are now, foul play suspected.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Update.
That's crazy.
Foul play suspected. Another one, Delphi community concerned.
Right.
So I mean, you're telling me that police asking.
So everyone that looked that up?
No.
Is a suspect?
I didn't say that, but.
I know, but I'm saying, like, just because you know what I mean? I'm freaked out about someone dying.
If you,
doesn't mean that.
If you think that was on its face, right, which I kind of do say, it doesn't make sense that you would look at that. but we're marrying that up with.
It makes sense that I would. It makes sense that I would at that because it's in.
No, you're saying
my community.
Makes sense for us to question you about looking that up when you're one of the last people to ever spoke to her before she wound up dead. Or excuse me, Anthony Schatz was one of the last. The Anthony Schatz account is one of the last people to speak to her before she winds up dead. Right. And then you said that it could be because a friend of a friend says, well, hey, I talked to such and such and they're friends, but you're searching about, can law enforcement trace IP addresses from social media?
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I look that up if I'm looking at stuff on the internet?
That's not just
about.
That's not concerned in your area. That's because you knew you were talking to her.
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about I would look that up because of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm talking to underage girls. So why would I not?
And including the one that got murdered.
Okay.
Right. That makes sense.
I did not look that up because of that. No.
Internet survey, a server, murder of John Benet Ramsey, O.J. Simpson after that. Why that?
Those are unsolved cases. What do you mean?
How'd you know? I mean, this is a...
How do I know? They're the most popular.
No, I'm saying, how'd you know that this case was going to be unsolved? Because this was a few days.
Because they put out the pictures of him. They put out a picture of him on the bridge and a voice.
And then...
Yeah, someone murdered someone and they have a picture of them or their voice. I'm going to look to see if I know that person. Like, why? What do you mean? The guy's on there telling everyone, the state guy or the state police department guy's on there telling everyone, if you know anyone that looks like this or anything, call in.
What we want to know is who had access to the Anthony Schatz account?
Me.
On 2 different devices?
Yes.
At the same time?
Yeah.
So if you were the sole owner of that account, the only one that had access to it.
I mean, on those days, that just looks like me logging onto one of my phones. I was logged in on that phone. I logged out, logged in on my other phone. That's what that looks like.
So you were the one that sent these pictures to her. You are the one.
I mean, if I...
That talked to her before.
Have to,
The sleepover. You're the one that talked to her all that weekend, and you're the one that talked to her, one of the last people to talk to her before she was murdered. That's what you're telling me.
I guess. Yeah, I mean...
You got to understand from our...
Right.
That's...
Right.
100%. I mean, I'm going to buy this for you.
Right.
I'm going to take you...
Right.
Out in cars. I mean, that's the whole purpose of Anthony Schatz.
Right.
Which he's targeting, looking for a girl that is, 1, going to believe the story.
Right. 2,
going to give you what you want.
Uh-huh.
So you were trying to get nude images from Liberty and spoke to her actually.
I mean,
on the any
girl I talk to. It's not just one girl. It's any girl I ever talk to.
It's a girl that wanted a man.
Right. Right.
I mean, the reason this is a big deal, I mean,
serious.
The other one's not dead. She's dead.
Right.
I mean, the biggest case in Indiana.
Right.
Hands down.
Right.
The media attention. I mean, there's been no stone left unturned in the investigation.
Right.
And the only thing of all the investigators, all the hours put into this, and you have to think of yourself, you're a juror.
Right.
You know yourself in this scenario, and you're just listening to the evidence.
Right.
You have a guy that's small town USA, right? Small town USA. You know, so if you're from small town, you get it. If you're not, you don't.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. You know, your dad's Facebook friends with some of Abby's mother's friends, right? So that's kind of stuff you'd expect to see in a small town USA.
Right.
All right. Your current girlfriend is friends on Facebook with one of Liberty's ex-boyfriends. Small town USA, right? So there's still stuff that, you know, maybe like if we were in Chicago or something, you'd look at, okay, that's it, right?
Right.
So, okay, you take that for example. Then small town USA. You know the Smiths?
Right.
Okay. They're at a sleepover at a Smith residence. And that's, you know, the whole thing with Liberty. When she was speaking to Anthony Schatz, they were at the Smiths, and here we are. They're at the Smiths, and this is...
Who was it, the Smiths?
The Smiths, the families, the family of the Smiths.
Yeah.
That the family that Kegan Kline knows, not
right.
Anthony Schatz knows.
Right.
So now we're worried about grooming. We have a guy that has troves of child pornography on his devices. We have Liberty being groomed, and unfortunately, she was completely enthralled with Anthony Schatz. Completely, like thought, I'm talking to this rich hot guy. I'm, like, as she is completely in love with Anthony Schatz.
Right.
So this account that you set up, and I'm sure that you've seen our social media had said something like, waiting for Peter Pan to come. And it was like this, like almost like a little hanging fruit statement for someone that would target girls. You probably see that and think this is going to be an easy target.
I don't get what you mean.
What more of a targeting thing, right? Like is more maybe you didn't go into that depth. I don't know how much depth you went into looking for girls you wanted to get nude images from as Anthony Schatz, like bookshot method, and see who comes back. But regardless, she bought the story. She bought the account. So we have a friend saying that she knew that she was trying to meet up with Anthony Schatz.
See, I don't remember ever saying to meet up with me, though.
Okay, but I'm telling you, this is what we have.
Right, yeah.
We have that. I mean,
right.
We have that.
Right. It seems important to step away from the transcript for a moment to let what we are learning sink in. According to the investigators, Liberty German was enthralled with Anthony Schatz, and she even revealed to her friend that she wanted to meet Anthony Schatz in person.
We have multiple device logins from your house.
Right.
For a Snapchat account within minutes of one another.
Right.
Okay. We have the day that you gave your polygraph in your interview. You were steadfast in, I met them in the beginning of February, like 1st or 2nd. You were steadfast. You never came off that. I never spoke to her beyond February 1st or 2nd. And the guy says, look, we know you spoke to her the day she was murdered. You said, absolutely not. I blocked her. She was annoying me after the 1st or 2nd, right? We have these images. You saying that's not, that's a nude. What are you for? We have these grooming pictures. We have the money, the Anthony Schatz money account going to her, right? So this starts to stack after a while. I mean, small town USA, independent of each other.
Right.
Yeah, but then it starts to stack, right? We have the Kick Messenger, messages with all these My Daddy references.
Right.
With, regardless of what you say, there are 2 different authors of those messages, regardless of what you say, right? They're not both you. They're both your devices. They're mixed, but the phrasing's different. It changes. It is not the same person. So we know we have multiple account logins with Snapchat. We have 2 different people using Kick Messenger talking to people from your residence. I mean, all that 100% sure. We know it. We know it for a fact. So remove yourself from it.
Now just gonna stop it. So I mean, who's around him more than anybody?
Right.
So just want to interject that in real quick.
And also the Vegas. Just wanted to say quickly, go back to the Vegas. I wonder if they had like the times and all the information of when the conversations took place when they're in Vegas, because again, I wonder if Kegan and his dad were on the same sleep pattern. I mean, I guess when you're in Vegas, you might stay up late, but would you be, when you work graveyards, you're going to be up all night, even on your days off, right? I don't know.
Yeah, probably so.
So I'm just curious if like Kegan and his dad had the same sleeping pattern, or if Kegan actually went to bed at, earlier in the night, and then,
Tony it'd make it more convenient for Tony to get on his phone if Kegan didn't know about it. You know what I mean?
But
there's a lot of this that I do kind of.
It's the same account. So, like, if you got logged onto my Instagram account on a different device, and I had my Instagram account on my device, even if I was talking to if I was talking to Pamela, I would still be like, "Oh, who the hell was just on my account?" Talking?
Exactly, you would see that.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
so, unless he was deleting it after the minute he was having these conversations,
though, because she would. How would you control her response? You know what I'm saying?
Like it picking up from the last conversation.
Yeah,
right.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But what if Kegan wasn't talking to this person at all, and it was just the dad?
Well, there's 2 different people.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Garrett. Good point.
And trying to pick out every individual piece. It starts.
Oh, and just by the way, we are going to go late. Me and Garrett, we were kind of talking during this, and there's just too much good information to skip. And so we're going to finish this in its entirety. So if you guys will hang with us, that's awesome. If you want to get to sleep and come back and watch it tomorrow, that's great too.
Sorry, Cass, I'll be home later.
Yep.
Stack. Just keep stacking. The phone, your phone that you had all your search history was deleted from 210 to 215. There's nothing in between. So now what's interesting about that? So now what's interesting about that is all those other phones have complete histories. Nothing's gone.
Okay.
So during the time frame where this grooming would have been built up to meeting, it's gone. It's wiped away from your phone. The other devices are complete. So now it all starts to stack. The complexity of your Anthony Schatz persona, the cars, the influence of the Lamborghinis, Ferraris.
Yeah.
It's not you. It's not your idea. You and I both know it's not your idea.
What do you mean? That's not my idea to take pictures of money and stuff and send them to people.
The complexity of it, okay? It's not just you.
I don't know.
Is it?
I mean, like I said, the only other person that had access to my phone is him. That's literally it.
Not at that time.
No, I promise you, anytime.
Not in Vegas.
Right, not in Vegas. Yeah.
When you're searching nonstop about the Delphi investigation, when you're supposed to be on a vacation, when you're still actually sending Snapchats to Liberty when you know she's dead. Messages.
I don't ever remember doing that.
Well, I'm telling you, you did. That's a fact. And then...
Like, that could be me sending that message to a ton of people. Like on Snapchat. I would do that all the time. Send them to 40, 50 people.
Okay.
At once.
But again, that one in there that...
I know what you mean. I had nothing to do with that. So, I know I get she's dead. I get you guys want to find someone. But I literally have no clue.
When you walked in here and said, I'm not a car guy.
I'm not.
Look at.
I know what a Lamborghini is. What do you mean?
Well, of course everyone does, but...
A Lamborghini 458 Italian. That's what that car is. And I'm not a car guy. I don't even have my license. No, I'm a broke guy. I'm not. I have no cars. Yeah, I know what cars are.
Let me ask you, why would you, after you failed the polygraph about knowing about Delphi investigation, come home, delete your Snapchat and your Instagram, which you used to communicate with Libby, and then you searched, how long does DNA last? Why would you do that?
I have no clue. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was probably because they DNA tested me.
Right.
So they obviously have DNA on that body, because why else would they DNA test me?
So why would you worry about your DNA being on the body?
I wouldn't.
Then why'd you search?
Common question. That's just a common thing to freak out about. Like, what? You know what I mean?
No, I don't, because you giving DNA...
Right. So you obviously know I didn't do it.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? But then you're starting to think... Then why?
Saying...
Why would you search?
You want people to do that, but I wasn't.
Why would you care how long DNA lasts? What if it lasts 100 years? What would it matter to you? If it was on the body, then it would matter, right?
That sounds awful guilty to me right there. How long does who looks that up? Even as crime,
true crime
like you and I do true crime stuff, so we may look something up like that.
Yeah.
But just your regular guy, especially after searching
all
about the Delphi killings, and then how long does DNA? Because
dude.
Yeah, so that looks really, really bad, really, really bad.
So is it him looking it up?
110%.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is it Kegan? I have a really hard time calling him Kegan. I keep calling him Kegan.
Just remember Kegan Kline.
That's
Is it actually Kegan looking it up?
Well, that's the thing is we don't know.
Or is it Tony? You may not like hearing this, but there's times when I actually don't even know if it's Tony. I don't think that Kegan actually committed the murders at all.
I don't either. I think
if anyone were to have done it, I think it's Tony. But then there's times when I think maybe it wasn't Tony, and maybe it was a really weird coincidence, random person praying out there. I just don't know sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but the bottom line is we know it came from one of them, right? So
right.
So we know. To me, that just almost implicate you
Man, they're
into.
so intertwined. They're so intertwined, though, and that's the whole thing about this entire interrogation part 2 is how much they're pushing it on. It has to be somebody else on this device. Who would it be? Friend 1, or Tony, and they keep going back to it over and over and over again. So it's just they're so intertwined, though, that it's hard. It really is hard to distinguish who it is that's asking the questions and doing the research on this stuff, because obviously Kegan was catfishing Libby.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So if somebody else is talking to her, then that had to be Tony,
right?
Or friend 1.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's friend 1.
Regardless, they're so intertwined with each other that how would one thing occur without the other person?
And that's the unfortunate thing about this case is if as long as Kegan keeps his mouth shut and they have no physical evidence, this could go on for quite some time until they get some type of physical evidence that convicts either him or Tony. Right. So and they both know this, and so Kegan's
again, though, we only know this because this got leaked, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So this is this is a lot. Don't get me wrong. This is a great glimpse into kind of the investigation.
Oh, it's the biggest thing that's happened in the last 5 years.
100%. But also, we've all been in the dark for 5 years, and that's been the huge push and why there's so much speculation and theories, right? So really, there's no telling how much further this even goes, right?
But even prior to this document getting leaked, and I say accidental or I put it in quotes.
Yes.
They had already we already knew about Kegan was accountable for the Anthony Schatz account, right? But even before that, people were already thinking, could it be the dad? Remember?
Yeah.
We were already going, and there's lots of people that were going in that direction of thinking that.
Well, I think a lot of that was because after they saw the picture of
Kegan
Kline, he looks a lot like the guy on the bridge. I mean,
and then also,
it's not enough evidence because, like I said, I don't even. If this goes to trial, that probably won't even be in the trial.
Yeah.
Because it's so grainy, and it could be 100,000 guys that look like that.
Exactly.
The fact that they just released to say please that they're looking into the yellow, whatever that other social media platform is.
Yeah, in France.
Means that they're not stopping. They're not done. Like, this interrogation is fantastic.
Yeah.
They're working on this really hardcore. So.
Well, they want to. You got one shot at this.
Yeah.
And I guess, what happens if we don't get enough physical evidence towards the Libby and Abby murder? Do they go for the child porn? Is that the case they build?
I also think that they might, because this is such a high profile case, that they may even use Kegan as an example, and he's probably won't get 60 years, but I think they're going to throw the book at him.
Yeah, like that guy you told me about, CD. He was saying he's a former law enforcement agent, right?
Yeah,
he was even saying, he said, man, the years that they're giving this guy for child pornography is not normal. He said they're stacking charges.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they don't do that. You're looking at usually 5 years.
They're doing it to put pressure on him.
Right, absolutely. Because they're trying to say, Kegan, you're a young man, and you're fixed. If you don't. If you don't tell on your dad, you're going to be in jail the rest of your life.
Garrett,
what are you looking at?
Really fast. So I'm going to read this. I don't get it. They say he was innocent of killing the girls. Then why were they questioning him the way they did? Charles, just to kind of, I think, answer your question, is because this entire interrogation on the second part that we're going over right now, it's not really, I don't think it's about Kegan.
It's not.
It's all about Tony.
Let's get dad.
Yeah. And so that's why I think they're saying, hey, you didn't do the murder, dude.
But isn't it?
I don't think that.
And it's interesting now, this was in 2020. When Barbara McDonald interviewed him, then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, it could be my dad. He's all of a sudden saying, yeah, it's a possibility. Because they're asking him, could this be your dad? He goes, yeah, I could be,
Right.
Because he's pissed now. He's languishing in jail. His dad's abandoned him.
Right. And I think the police think the longer we let him sit there and see, hey, man, this is your future.
Yeah.
He'll eventually roll.
The reality has set in.
Well,
And
Yeah.
you're not even
yeah.
you're not even in the state federal prison with the,
Right.
Well,
right?
and they're
Oh,
working
just think
this.
if he goes to prison for child pornography, they'll have to keep him in the hole every day.
Well,
And
Yeah.
he'll be in isolation every single
and
day.
you don't think they're all gonna know that he's attached to the Delphi?
Oh,
thing?
absolutely, and which involves little kids, and we know
They got
inmates.
kids.
That's one of their rules. They
Yep.
don't appreciate.
Well,
I'm gonna take
okay.
something totally out of back to the Dropbox though, and
Okay.
I've never. This is like, this is a town of 3,000 people, and then there's connecting towns within 20-25 minutes away that are bigger towns, cities. What I'm curious about is the other pedophiles that are all in that area. That it blew me away how many pedophiles live in that area.
Yeah.
And it made me wonder about that other fella that basically was going to murder a 9-year-old girl from, where was he living, in Lafayette? What's his name?
Yep.
I thought he was a really good suspect. The one that basically invited the girl in. She wanted to pet his dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chadwell.
Chadwell,
Yeah.
yes.
So
I
is
really
it
thought it was
possible-
Chadwell. Yeah.
Is it possible that he could have been on the same? They're all on the same network.
I think if that was the case, the police would already figured that out by now.
Well,
I think so, because you leave a digital footprint.
But if you use a VPN,
it doesn't matter. They can get forensic computer science.
Yeah.
VPNs.
Yeah,
It doesn't
okay.
do you any good.
right?
I talked to a law enforcement agent about that, and he said, "Yeah, we can get through VPN."
Well,
It's no big deal.
I think the fact that one thing I learned is that pedophiles use different gender accounts to lure people in. Kind of says says a lot of things. A, that's insane. Good, nice to learn, right? But B is that's how they're operating. And it's like a well-known thing amongst pedophiles so that's why they're acting like other people. So I'm not sure that they just openly discuss these things together. You know what I'm saying? They're going through like a weird back channel that they all know about.
Right.
So,
all right, let's get back to it.
Okay.
Your DNA wouldn't be there, right?
Right.
So why does it matter how long it lasts?
Because my dad's
Because
DNA
I
is
wondered
on
if the
there.
person had DNA on their body. If they actually knew who the person was.
That doesn't make sense.
How doesn't it?
Because it doesn't. It doesn't.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking these people think I killed someone. So if they actually have DNA on the body, they're going to know that I didn't do it. But if there's no DNA on the body, then it's obvious that okay, well, that's weird.
But again,
Failed the polygraph.
that just adds to it. Everything he just said, it's stacking the whole.
None of what he said about I'm just gonna put this in and I'll shut up. But nothing's making sense what he's saying on the DNA of why he searched for it. It just doesn't make it whatsoever.
he's backpedaling.
He's such a liar.
whole thing.
It's not, though. If you get what I'm saying, it's really not.
I don't understand.
I literally have no clue how that girl died. I don't know anything to do with it. Yeah, that is a weird ass coincidence that I happened to talk to her. I get that.
And then we go again. Something else that stacks on top of this is when you talk to investigators. This is fresh in your mind. You just got back from Vegas. You've been nonstop searching this stuff. You've been talking about it with other girls that knew Libby. You have been searching it before you went to Vegas. And then you tell investigators, I was with my dad all day. We went to grandma and grandpa's at noon.
No, I told them I didn't know what. I don't ever leave. So yeah, I'm probably out at his house really, but
I'm telling again.
I don't remember everything I did.
Well, I'm refreshing your memory.
I told them that I would go and see my grandma and grandpa a lot.
No, for a fact, audio, video recorded on your interview. You told them a few days after this happened, you were with your dad all day. And you went to your grandparents.
Every did, really.
From on your interview said you either said 12 to 2 or 12 to 3. And then you came back home. That's what you said.
Right.
That's not I don't remember. That's what you said, right?
No, because he was like, hey, you really need to think about this.
Right. And you
really need to think about.
And that's what you said.
So I was like, well, I mean.
Well, your phone does not line up to that. And again, that's another fact. You don't have to remember it.
Okay. Where was my phone at? Please tell me.
So it was at your residence.
All day, because I don't ever leave there.
Until
when?
You went somewhere near your grandparents' house, but you did not go to your grandparents' house.
Friend one.
Where?
Friend one's house.
Okay.
That's the only other place I go. He sold me weed. That's literally the only other place I go.
So why lie? Several times.
I don't think I ever lied, but I'm saying if I left my house on that day, it was to go to my grandparents or to friend one's.
You said in an interview, audio recorded, to 2 law enforcement officers, including an FBI agent.
Right.
You said I was here at home from this to this time. Then I went to my grandparents, and then we went right back home. And I was with my dad the entire time. Done. I know.
Okay.
That for a fact, because you said it, and that's what you said.
Okay.
But now you're telling me
Where were you last Monday at 7:45 p.m.?
Probably at home, but again.
Okay, I was probably at home.
This is what I'm telling you.
I mean, you get what I'm saying, though? Like.
No, I don't, because.
I mean, you don't, okay?
You're.
Okay, where were you Monday at 7:45?
Kegan, this isn't about
Why don't you? No. You see what I'm saying, though?
No.
Like, people don't remember every little thing about life.
They do when it involves them.
When I had nothing to do with it. So why would I even remember what I was doing?
One of the last people to. This is why.
Okay.
This is
But if I
such a big deal.
Did that, don't you think I would know exactly where I was at?
Yeah, and that's what you told people.
Exactly.
But it was a lie.
Okay, so where was my phone at?
I told you it was at your house.
Exactly.
And then it went to where? It wasn't grandma and grandpa's.
Where was it?
I'll tell you that much.
Where was it? Was it in Peru?
Yep.
Exactly.
Country Club Road. Whose house is that?
Country Club Road? I have no clue. That's where my grandma lived. I mean, my grandma lives out by
Paw
Pike, yeah.
Right. Well, it wasn't there.
Country Club Road and Paw Pike meet.
I understand that, but you connected to a Wi-Fi source that was in that house.
No, I did not. I'm telling you 1,000%. I don't go anywhere besides friend one and my grandma's.
So why did you tell investigators that you went there when you didn't?
Because he was like, well, where do you ever go? That's the only places I go. I don't know what I was doing on that day 2 weeks ago. I don't fucking know.
So
it's like if someone asked me right now, what were you doing 2 weeks ago on a Monday?
Okay.
I have not the slightest clue.
So then with your logic, then back then when you said that maybe you weren't with dad all day then.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So right.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I went to
Could it be possible?
Yeah. I mean, the only time I ever really left my dad was when I would go to friend one's really and get weed. That's about it.
And would you search?
I didn't have a car.
Did you
know where to go?
Would it be normal for you to look up porn at grandma and grandpa's house?
No.
Because that's what you were doing on your phone at the time you said
That's fine.
Said you were there.
I wasn't doing that.
Then who was?
Friend one. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. I don't.
It's not.
Hang out with no one besides friend one.
So how do you know friend one did it then? Because you don't remember what happened.
All this pointing to him like more and more. Like the more you keep saying, like, if I'm not at my grandma and grandpa's house, I'm not with my dad, I would be at friend one's. Did I get fucked up that day? I have no clue what I was doing. Kegan Kline now mentions another person who we will call friend two.
Friend two?
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that?
Who is friend two?
The friend I went to school with.
He's like one of your best friends as well, is he not?
I mean, he's a good friend, yeah.
How come when you rattled off your list of friends you'd known previously, you admitted friend two?
Why would I?
Yeah, he's like pretty much like seeming like one of your best friends, if not your best friend.
Yeah, I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
So you gave them a list of your friends twice when they interviewed you previously, and you completely omitted friend two. You didn't even mention him. And even today, you still haven't mentioned friend 2, and you even asked me why I asked you.
Because there's a reason. Why don't you look up friend 2 Indiana? Look that up.
No, tell me why. I have no idea.
Because he's a drug dealer, big time. I don't want my name associated with someone that sells pounds of weed. I don't want to say that, and then the Peru Police Department be like, okay, well, he messes with someone that sells large amounts of weed. Let's watch him.
Please.
Let's arrest him.
You just said friend 1 sells you weed, and you're fine with associating
friend 1
with him.
I mean, friend 1 don't have no weed, and I really don't.
You said he sells you weed.
Yeah, but I'm saying like.
But you associate with him, and you.
Okay, well, an ounce is a lot different than.
So why?
Pound.
Why?
The cops aren't going to come raid his house over an ounce of weed.
If he's selling weed, absolutely.
Okay, well, you guys need something better to do if you're raiding people's houses for an ounce of weed.
So
he's right about that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And he puts it on the table and goes, "That's for Kegan. 1 ounce that's how I'm going to make money as a drug dealer. I'm going to sell 1 ounce to one particular."
Did I say that?
Person.
That's funny.
Only all he has is 1 ounce.
What I'm saying is a small-time drug dealer is a lot different than someone that's selling pounds of weed. That's a big difference.
Then why were you good friends with him?
Why you think? I had no job. I mean, put it together. You know what I mean? Figure out if.
Why'd you blow him off in Vegas?
Friend 2? Because I get the weed or nothing. I could not get anything he wanted. And I looked for it out there, and I'm sure you looked at my phone when I met that guy, right? I'm sure you know about me meeting some guy in Vegas, right?
I think the more thing that I'm concerned about over a guy that you're meeting.
I'm saying, like, I met the guy to talk to him about weed.
Okay. But what I'm more concerned about of that is, boy, did we just give you something from 2017 that you were able to remember just like that.
Because I know friend 2. He's my best friend.
But yet know nothing about a girl that was murdered. You remember?
Yeah, because I didn't know her. Yeah, I don't. I don't spend years of my life with the person that got murdered. Yeah, I know friend 2. Like, that is like my good friend. Yeah, I know stuff about him. What do you mean? That's totally different.
But then you just told us, well, I don't want to associate with him.
Yeah, I don't want to tell them his name. What do you mean? I don't want to be like, yeah, I know friend 2.
Okay, and they would have just said, okay, friend 2.
No, you can put the wheels in motion. I mean, it's not hard to find out who he is and what he's been arrested for and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
And friend 1's never been arrested?
Well, I don't think so, no. Not that I know of. He went into the military. I don't think he ever got arrested.
What did you mean when you said all this was pointing towards friend 1?
Like, you see how I'm on someone's country, whatever you said, country club road or someone's Wi-Fi? I mean, I've never been to anyone's house on country club road, ever. I don't even know where that's at out there. I just know that those roads meet or at something country with Paw Paw Pike. I literally have no clue. Like, I don't know anyone. I don't know anything about that whole case. Like, yeah, it looks terrible, but I promise you, like, I know you guys are looking for that person, and it's not me. I know absolutely nothing. I get the whole Smith thing is like weird too, but I swear I don't know anything.
Yes, you do, man.
I swear to God, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I really don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
I can't wrap my head around why you're willing to put all this on you. Why are you protecting somebody else?
Who am I protecting? What are you talking about?
I mean, obviously you said that you didn't kill them, right?
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah?
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
You think I know who killed them?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Absolutely, because, and you know why I know that?
Well, you're obviously terrible at your job. If you really honestly think that, you're absolutely terrible at your job, sir. I'm sorry to say that, but...
Do you know who killed those girls?
No.
Hang on. I'm not literally asking you right now. Do you know for sure who killed those girls? No. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no. You did say no both times in your polygraphs, and guess what? That was deception.
Hey, a lot of people fail those lie detectors. What are you talking about? Why do you think they can't use those in court?
Not there.
There's a reason that.
Double homicide.
You can't a polygraph in court because people fail like me, who have anxiety problems that are freaking out.
But those people that fail for other cases or whatever you're referencing weren't talking to the victim of a crime the day of, weren't grooming them.
O.J. Simpson. Yes, he was.
Well, you look that up too.
Yeah, I know about. What do you mean?
But
You don't know who O.J. Simpson is, or no?
Warrant sending pictures to the victim. Didn't say, is it bad that I'm super into you? I just don't understand why you're protecting the person. I mean, was it as simple as that she just said, hey, I'm going to the high bridge, and you told somebody?
I literally have no clue about anything about that.
But yet you were.
You can come in here and literally talk for 24 hours straight. I don't know anything about that.
But yet you remember 110% that you had a conversation with a guy in Vegas on
Yes.
2/23.
Because I'm supposed to make thousands of dollars. Yes.
About weed, about buying weed.
Yes.
Buying to smoke weed.
No.
You said you talked
To sell weed. I talked to him about friend 2. He said, so why'd you bring up friend 2? I met that guy to talk about weed to friend 2. I couldn't find it from that guy. He didn't have what friend 2 needed.
You don't associate
That's it.
yourself with friend 2.
Not to the cops, I don't. Of course I don't. Why would I associate? No.
So why blow friend 2 off?
Because I couldn't get it. I met up with that guy. That's the guy I could find. Met him on Craigslist.
Why not?
It's literally,
Why not meet and tell him that? Yeah, I couldn't go to a party and have fun.
because he's waiting on it. If he's waiting on me, hey, I need you
Are you scared
to find me this.
of somebody? What they're going to do
I swear on,
if you say something?
no. I literally don't know anything.
Sorry.
Like I was supposed to make thousands of dollars by finding him that weed. That's it.
I'm not talking about the weed anymore.
I know, but I'm saying like that's what I'm saying. I was supposed to make.
Who are you afraid of to tell that was using the Anthony Schatz account?
No, but I told you friend
No,
one.
but I'm saying, like,
That's the
that's
only
what
other
I'm
person that
saying.
could have my phone.
Who are you
That's
afraid
literally
of?
it.
Not in Vegas.
Sorry.
Okay.
He's not talking to
Okay,
Liberty.
hey guys, just wait.
don't
one
remember
I think
second.
I
talking.
accidentally
Hey,
pressed on
Is it?
something.
Okay, then who was?
I don't know.
Okay.
Obviously it was me, but I don't
Sorry.
remember it.
You had to,
I
You know what I mean?
accidentally.
I just don't
Good
remember.
body,
talking.
really
I
fast.
accidentally pressed on something.
Please pay careful attention to this next
Sorry,
section.
sorry, sorry,
We will
sorry.
tell you
Sorry.
why in a
I
moment.
accidentally.
What's up?
We had
What's
this
up?
case a while back, and this guy had
Hey.
this
I
freaking
can't.
kid was
Sorry.
in the bathroom.
I'm gonna try and correct
Overflowing
this.
the toilet. So he yells for help, and the dad gets pissed off, comes
You
at
gotta
the
help.
kid.
Whoa, are
Mom
you hearing that,
intervenes.
Pamela?
Dad punches
You gotta
the
help.
mom.
Okay, I'm gonna
There's
have to
another
wait on
video
you. Guys,
playing.
just give me 1
Down,
second.
hits her,
Hang on
bites
1
her
second,
in the
okay?
stomach, and
Like,
runs
there's a
back
million
inside,
things going
slams
on
his
here.
head
I
into the
just-
Can you talk
toilet,
in the microphone?
fractures his
Uh-oh.
orbital socket,
Can you hear?
puts him
No.
upside down, and starts dunking his
I'm
head
gonna
into
wait for
the
Keith.
toilet that was overflowing.
Jesus
Hey, we had a
Christ.
technical difficulty.
Now,
I'm
what
really
would you think about that?
Well, it was
He
like
should get hung
circulating,
right
you know,
now.
like it
He
did
should be
on the
killed.
So
Okay.
that guy should get killed.
But where?
Mandela
Yeah,
effect episode.
1000%.
Where's the? When you
Yeah,
don't-
so hey, I
What
pushed that
person
button
is
over there.
capable
It, I don't know. It just got
What
rid
is
of
that
the
Where's
person
the- no,
capable
but
of?
how do I?
Yeah,
You're
what
mute.
would you
No.
think a
You're
person
muted.
like that
Okay.
is capable of?
Probably.
Sorry,
any
sorry,
kid.
you guys.
Kid.
I accidentally
kill the
pressed
kid.
on a
Kid
button,
lived.
and
Oh, shit.
then all of
I'm
a
not
sudden
sure
there
what
was a bunch
happened.
of
Tried to kill this
conversations.
kid.
Okay.
It just
Whether he
started
lived or
like I
not.
started hearing that
I still think he
circular.
should die either
weird
way
crap,
because
you
he
know?
obviously attempted murder on the kid. So
I see. Yeah.
The man in the
There you
case
go.
the police
Perfect.
described
Okay.
as Kegan
Okay.
Kline is in fact.
Sorry, guys.
So
Tony
we got
Kline.
a
It was Tony Kline
repeat thing,
who
right?
slammed a child.
But then when you
head
turn
into
that
the
off,
toilet,
it
breaking
Hey,
his
if you
orbital socket.
No.
click that green
And
button, it's gonna.
As
I know.
Kegan
I can
Kline
hear any
himself
of you guys.
concedes, a man who is capable of
Yeah.
that is
Hang on a
probably
second.
capable of anything.
Am
we
I on?
want to
Am I
add
on
that
mute?
with the
Am
Yeah.
I-
no, you're not. You're
You
that
we were
are
able to track
not
down
now.
the person who was the
Am I
victim.
on mute?
you're not on mute.
There you go.
Oh. Did
That's
you
what
hear,
it was.
did
You were
hear
playing
Corey?
you were playing the show in the background and it was coming back
I
to
don't know
you.
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
happening.
but I didn't know how to stop it, so I just pushed that green button.
I didn't mean to play that show in the background. I'm so
The
sorry.
You're
the green
okay.
that's fine. The green button, Garrett, just means that you are now cutting everybody out except for Pamela's microphone or your microphone.
So
I'm
it
so
works.
sorry.
well,
No, you're good. You're
no,
good.
no,
man.
it's good.
Hey, we've had an entire show where that we actually had to fight that with
That went
Carl
about 5
Junkin.
minutes long. Okay, so let's keep going.
Okay.
Are we okay
That's
now?
great.
We're
Do
good.
we?
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Do we need to back up at all?
Where's the?
Man, I really
Go back. Yeah. Sassy Sandy says go back a little
Okay,
bit. So
sorry, Sassy.
we will. We will.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let's see. I'll take it back. Let's.
Why is it not showing the mute?
Really like
button?
right there.
Okay.
Like the
Who have anxiety problems that are freaking
Perfect.
out.
Okay.
But those people that fail for other
You're a
cases
genius.
or whatever
I
you're
know.
referencing weren't talking to the victim of a crime the day of, weren't grooming them.
O.J. Simpson. Yes, he was.
Well, you look that up too.
Yeah, I know about. What do you mean?
But
You don't know who O.J. Simpson is, or no?
Warrant sending pictures to the victim. didn't say, is it bad that I'm super into you? I just don't understand why you're protecting the person. I mean, was it as simple as that she just said, hey, I'm going to the high bridge, and you told somebody?
I literally have no clue about anything about that.
But yet you were...
You can come in here and literally talk for 24 hours straight. I don't know anything about that.
But yet you remember 110% that you had a conversation with a guy in Vegas on
Yes.
2/23.
Because I'm supposed to make thousands of dollars. Yes.
About weed, about buying weed.
Yes.
Buying to smoke weed.
No.
You said you talked
to sell weed. I talked to him about friend 2. He said, so why'd you bring up friend 2? I met that guy to talk about weed to friend 2. I couldn't find it from that guy. He didn't have what friend 2 needed.
You don't associate
That's it.
yourself with friend 2.
Not to the cops, I don't. Of course I don't. Why would I associate? No.
So why blow friend 2 off?
Because I couldn't get it. I met up with that guy. That's the guy I could find. Met him on Craigslist.
Why not?
It's literally...
Why not meet and tell him that? Yeah, I couldn't go to a party and have fun.
Because he's waiting on it. If he's waiting on me, hey, I need you.
Are you scared?
To find me this.
Of somebody? What they're going to do?
I swear on...
If you say something?
No. I literally don't know anything. Like, I was supposed to make thousands of dollars by finding him that weed. That's it.
I'm not talking about the weed anymore.
I know, but I'm saying, like, that's what I'm saying.
Who are you afraid of to tell that was using the Anthony Schatz account?
No, but I told you friend 1. That's the only other person that could have my phone. That's literally it.
Not in Vegas.
Okay.
He's not talking to Liberty.
I don't remember talking.
So who was?
To them.
Okay, then who was?
I don't know. Obviously it was me, but I don't remember it. You know what I mean? I just don't remember talking to him.
Please pay careful attention to this next section. We will tell you why in a moment. We had this case a while back, and this freaking little kid was in the bathroom and overflowed the toilet. So he yells for help, and the dad gets pissed off, comes at the kid, mom intervenes. The dad punches the mother. You know, she runs away, he chases her down, he hits her, bites her in the stomach, runs back inside, slams the kid's head into the toilet, fractures his orbital socket, puts him upside down, and starts dunking his head into the toilet that was overflowed.
Jesus Christ.
Now, what would you think about that guy?
He should get hung right now. He should be killed.
So that guy should get killed?
Yeah, 1000%.
What do you think that person is capable of?
What is that person capable of?
Yeah, what would you think a person like that is capable of?
Probably anything, because he killed some kid.
He didn't kill the kid.
Okay, brilliant on the detective's part there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was yeah, because everybody I think knows that he was describing what Tony did to his stepson Bart.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that was brilliant. So they got Kegan to actually say, yeah, he should
hang him.
Hang him. That's right.
I wonder where Kegan was at that time. Like if he was not in the house.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he
was just didn't.
You think he would have heard of that? You know, I mean, heard about Tony doing something like that.
Maybe the age different. Maybe the age different was so.
It could be.
Yeah, but also he's like hours. He's hours into an interrogation where he's been backpedaling and misstepping, right? Yeah. So when all of a sudden he switches gears like that, the detective starts describing the scene. The last thing on his mind, he's been trying to protect his dad this whole time, is probably that incident, right?
Exactly.
Just stepped right, waited 3 hours, and then boom, well done.
Yeah.
I don't. He doesn't. You get the impression he's not aware that that's his dad. He wasn't.
No, no, absolutely not.
Obvious.
Because he would have just shut up about it or say, "Hey, I know what you're trying to do here."
Yeah.
You
know, trying to catch me in a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, he obviously tried to kill his kid, whether he lived or not. I still think he should die either way because he obviously attempted murder on the kid. So
the man in the case the police described to Kegan Kline is in fact Tony Kline. It was Tony Kline who slammed a child's head into the toilet, breaking his orbital socket. And, as Kegan Kline himself concedes, a man who is capable of that is probably capable of anything.
We want to add that, with the help of a listener, we were able to track down the person who was the victim in this case. We did an interview with him about his experience with Tony Kline, and we'll feature it on next week's episode.
I appreciate you.
And I want you to know I'm literally not lying to you. Like, I know this is your job, and I swear I know. No, like, I get how bad.
Kegan.
Look.
Kegan.
No. Will you please listen to me for 1 second? I know how bad. I know, okay? All right?
Hard for me to listen.
Because people lie to you every single day.
Well, it's not only just people, but I sit here and I hear you say that.
Right.
I'm truly hearing you say that.
Right.
Okay? And my gosh, is it familiar? Because you said the same thing to the investigators when you talked to you about this before.
Exactly.
And I'm not talking about the Delphi stuff. I'm talking about the child porn and the child solicitation. You talked to underage girls. You said the same thing to them before you admitted to it. So that's why it's hard for me to believe that, because I hear what you're saying. And you said the same thing when I know for a fact you were lying, because then eventually you told the truth.
Well, yeah.
Eventually you did.
Well, yeah.
So you telling me that you...
Once they put the pictures out and they're like, hey...
Yeah,
here's the evidence we got. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's why it's hard to believe that. And then like Deputy Clinton said, you have this whole stack. And I mean, you can argue like the small town thing again. Absolutely. You can argue that you were a concerned citizen. That was this happened in your backyard close. You can argue that for sure. But when you throw into that, you literally talk to her.
I get.
Right before
you say that
she was killed.
I understand. I get
then
how this looks. Trust me.
That you tell investigators that you only talked to her once and you blocked her.
That's what I remember. Okay. I get what you're saying.
You said.
But what I'm saying in my memory, that's what happened. I don't remember ever talking to her like that. I remember.
So why do you have altered memory?
I
feel that you feel somewhat responsible.
For what?
For them dying.
Why would I feel responsible for something I know nothing about? What do you mean?
You don't. I mean, when you tell me I know nothing about this, right? That doesn't make sense because you researched it. You research.
I did not oh my God. So every single person that like Google searched about them dying is a suspect?
But those people, don't tell me, well, I know nothing about this case. I don't know anything about this case. I never talked to the girl that died.
Because I don't remember ever talking to the girl that died.
I'm telling you, you did.
Okay, I get what you're telling me, but I don't remember that. So I'm not lying to you. If I don't remember it, how am I lying to you?
Okay, so I'll give you a scenario then, and you tell me, you sit in my shoes, okay?
I know, trust me.
Just know, I want to give you a scenario, and I want you to tell me your honest opinion.
Okay.
Okay? So you're working a case. Okay, let's say it was a gas station robbery.
Right.
Okay. And you're the investigator and you see the video camera of this guy walking in, he robs the place and he shoots somebody and kills them. Okay. And then you need to talk to him. And he goes, I don't remember that. What would you do?
I mean,
I'm not saying you killed anybody, but
right.
I'll try. What would you do in my shoes? Okay.
Right. I would investigate it.
You have him on video, right? You have evidence. You have all this evidence showing that it was him.
Yeah.
But he tells you he doesn't remember.
So where is any of the evidence that you have? That's not evidence. That's me talking to that's not evidence of me killing anyone. I can't even remember a time I've been to Delphi. And
again, I didn't say you did.
I know. I don't know anyone that did.
Listen. So again, we're talking evidence, right?
Right.
We have evidence.
Court of law evidence.
Physically talking to a girl that was murdered.
Right.
Right before she died. And we have witness statements that talked to Anthony Schatz that said they were talking about meeting up. Even to the point so far that she said Anthony Schatz told her when they said, oh my God, what happened? Hey, I was supposed to meet her, but she didn't show up. That's evidence.
I don't think I ever said that.
Man, that goes back to the I don't remember thing.
I don't think I ever.
The guy at the gas station
said that.
But that's.
I think you were saying to.
I'm not just saying that.
Okay, well.
I'm telling you. And so if you don't remember it, that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. And I'm not saying that you did it, but we need to know why did it.
Yeah.
And the only person right now that you're telling me had access to the Anthony Schatz account was you. And the only person that used your phone for the Anthony Schatz account was you. So
Yeah, that doesn't mean I killed 2 people.
I didn't say that, but you did sure tell her that you were supposed to meet her and she didn't show up though, because that's evidence. That's true fact evidence, okay? So let's just focus on that one minute detail. That conversation that happened, that went back and forth. And again, I'll refresh your mind where the girl contacted Anthony Schatz and said, "Did you hear what happened to Liberty?" And Anthony Schatz responded, "OMG, what happened?" And then she goes and tells him what happened. And then Anthony Schatz says, "Well, I was supposed to meet that girl, but she never showed up." So let's focus on that one conversation of evidence we know is true, and it doesn't matter if you remember it or not.
Right.
But who then would have had access? Who would have had said that then if it wasn't you, who supposedly is the only one who had access to?
Nobody.
Who would have, but that's not, we know that's not.
I'm saying like nobody had access but me. So I don't.
So then it was you who said that.
What I'm saying is I don't remember saying that, but it had to be me.
But he says other
I'm
people
the
have
only
access.
person
Right.
that uses it.
So why would you say I was going to meet her, but she never showed up? Why would you say that?
What? Why would I ever go meet someone?
I don't know. Tell me.
Exactly. I wouldn't. That's like me.
So
Whatever.
saying that, that's right. I need to know.
No, I'm saying I probably said that. But what I'm saying I'm saying I probably said that. But what I'm saying is I would never go meet someone. The girlfriend I have now, I wouldn't even meet. Because I was like so nervous because of all the stuff that happened. I'm just like.
So then did you give the information to someone else? I mean,
No.
Was there some sort of.
I would.
And I can see that happening. I mean, I could see you making a statement of, "Oh man, this girl wants to meet. She's going to the High Bridge today." And then whoever you told that to went to the High Bridge that day.
About stuff like that. I would never talk to someone about girls I talked to or nothing. That's not what I would do.
But then again, we have to go back to that one narrow scope of a conversation we're looking at. Why would you say that to that other person? Why would you say, as Anthony Schatz, "I was going to meet that girl and she didn't show up"?
I don't know.
You know, even before that, we have witness statements that Liberty was looking at meeting Anthony Schatz. So again, that's another piece where we're making this even bigger now, looking at this. Now we have multiple people saying that. Why would Anthony Schatz do that?
I don't know. I really don't have a clue. Like I said, I don't remember talking to her. So I don't know why I would say that.
Do you see why this needs cleared up?
Yeah, trust me. I know it needs cleared up. You need to find the person that did it. Yeah.
Well, the person that did it, as in sending those messages, was you.
I'm talking about the person that killed them.
Okay, well, I need cleared up why.
I told you for the past 30 minutes.
Listen.
I've told you. I'm not lying. I don't know anyone who did this. I didn't do this. I don't know anything about the Smiths. I don't know any of that.
You just said you knew the Smiths.
I'm saying I don't know who looked in her fucking window.
But
I don't know anything about that.
What I'm telling you is we need to clear up the statement of Anthony Schatz. We need to do that because we can.
I said it 3 times now. I never remember saying that. Even if I said it, I don't remember saying that.
Okay, but as a law enforcement officer, you investigating
right.
a murder at a gas station.
Yeah.
Just because the person that you have on video and you have the evidence that did it says, well, I don't know. Can you leave it at that?
You have to get evidence in a court of law.
You have video.
Yeah, is his face showing in that video and everything? Well, then take him to court. What do you mean?
Right.
Right.
So we have to clear it up. Just because someone says they don't remember.
I know.
Doesn't mean they didn't do it.
I mean.
That's the point I'm trying to make, okay?
I get what you're saying. Yes, I totally understand.
Because we know for a fact that Anthony Schatz said those things.
Right.
And that's why it needs cleared up.
Right.
And again, you saying you don't know does not clear it up.
Well, that's what you're going to get out of me because I really don't know. I don't remember saying that. That just goes to show you how serious, like I've talked to so many girls, I don't even remember saying that.
But again, I mean, we go back to the whole thing. You talk to a lot of girls, but unfortunately, one of the girls
I understand that
you were talking to
okay.
was killed.
Yeah.
So that's why it needs cleared up.
So don't you think maybe I would think about that in my mind?
Absolutely. And that's why.
Exactly.
And that's.
So why would I be saying I don't know?
And that's why you searched. Can you trace IP addresses from social media? And that's why you listened to the audio clip. And that's why you did server such search server information, see how much information gets stored on servers. Because you were thinking about it. Especially on a vacation, you're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to be in Vegas having fun.
That server thing is about work and stuff.
Right.
I mean, searching about servers and stuff, that would have to do something with my work.
So right after, and I'm talking minutes, that you are searching, police continue to pursue leads in Delphi girl's murder, girls missing after posting Snapchat messages article. All I mean, that's girls missing after posting Snapchat messages and article you search. Can you trace IP from social media? So were you thinking about the Delphi investigation?
I probably was constantly.
A few minutes later, there's where you start searching about internet servers. So randomly you're reading all these articles about Delphi.
I was obviously like, well, I talked to her friend and stuff. So they obviously could see that I talked to her friend on Snapchat. That's probably why I searched that. Because I was probably like, oh, fuck, I talked to that person's friend.
But again, you didn't just talk to that person.
I know.
You talked to her.
But what I'm saying is I don't remember talking to her. So in my brain, I was
You told investigators you did.
Okay, but I don't, though. I don't remember that now.
Why would you?
I don't remember even when I told them. I don't remember what I did last week. I don't.
But do you see how you're picking and choosing things you remember?
No. I wish you would see from my point of view. The friend 2 thing has nothing to do with me remembering anything.
No, I'm not talking about that. I mean, you sat here and said that the woman that interviewed with you is very motherly. You remembered that she was.
I do remember.
Very motherly.
For being really nice.
You remembered that she told you that you need to stop. And you remember you told her you had a problem. So you remember all these things, but then you just sit here and tell me, well, I don't remember any of that. But that's...
I never said I didn't remember about the lady.
The interview. She was part of the interview.
Okay.
She's the one...
So was the other guy screaming at me the whole time, trying to be the good cop, bad cop.
He did not scream at you in that interview.
Okay, maybe not scream, but you know what I mean. He's trying to do the whole thing, get in your face and try to get you to... I'm not stupid.
When you're interviewed in the bus and everything like that, no one got in your face.
I'm not talking about that.
I am.
I'm talking about in here.
Okay, I am.
Okay, well, I'm not. I don't even remember what I said to them.
But you...
I'm talking about in here. I remember everything I told them.
You're contradicting yourself.
I remember them showing me the pictures in the bus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I remember.
And you remember her being
and I remember
motherly.
Her saying, well, if you can't do this, come take a polygraph. And I was like, well, I'll do whatever you want. I'll take DNA. I'll do whatever. That's what I remember her saying in that bus.
I'm going to step out. And I mean, I seriously need you to stop picking and choosing memory. You can say that you're not, but...
Okay, I'm not.
I'm telling you that you are.
I'm really not.
Okay. And when you're being presented with these facts that we have, and you're telling me that I don't remember, that doesn't make them disappear, okay?
Okay, I get that, but I can't think. I can't remember something.
Try, because this is important.
Okay.
If you're going to tell me that the double homicide of these girls are not important and...
When did I say that one time?
You don't want to remember it.
Is
it not worth remembering?
I told her everything I remembered.
Okay, well, you need to sit here and you need to start remembering more because this is important.
There's nothing else I know.
Okay.
All right.
So what can we take away from this massive pile of new information? Well, we'll have plenty of analysis and further thoughts to share in the coming days. But for now, let's review the following details.
Kegan Kline repeatedly claims he was told he flunked a lie detector test about the Delphi murders in 2017.
Police say that Liberty German and the Anthony Schatz account may have been in extensive contact before the murders.
Investigators revealed that Anthony Schatz sent a chilling message to one of Liberty German's friends on the night after the girls had been killed, referring to a planned meeting he'd had with her that day.
Kegan Kline discussed his unusual bond with his father, Tony, which he described as fraught and involving seeking out entertainment at brothels together.
We also learned that Tony Kline is a violent, badly tempered individual who has harmed a child in the past.
Join us later for more.
Okay, so there
Thank you,
have
Murder
it.
Sheet, dude.
Murder Sheet, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
All indications would be.
Oh, hang on. I got another. I gotta
at least
kill
is
this.
familiar and know.
Beep. Okay, I can take this down anyway. So, all right. Yeah. So the thing that kind of came across my mind is,
Uh-oh.
are you okay, Moon Girl?
Did we lose Moon Girl?
I don't know. I heard a.
No, we're here. I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a new computer and I'm pushing buttons all over the place by accident. Sorry, I'm here.
No problem.
I'm here.
No, so the thing that doesn't make sense to me, okay, if I'm Tony Kline, I know people are looking at me for this murder. If I had nothing to do with it, I would definitely go to the police and I would say, look, I had nothing to do with this. You can take my DNA. If you're innocent, you would go forth, right?
Right.
I would think.
Yeah.
So
Yes. However, I've also heard about people that come forward just as complete, witnesses, not even as suspects, but just innocent witnesses. And the minute they come forward, they are automatically suspects.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect of it too, right?
For sure.
yeah. And
especially if you have previous criminal record.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did
You're
anybody else
less likely to go to the cops?
And did anybody else think it was weird that his response was when someone had sent a text to Anthony Kline going, have you heard what happened to Libby? He said, oh my God.
To Anthony Schatz.
Yeah, to Anthony Schatz. I'm sorry. Oh my God, what happened when
we were supposed
why
to
would
meet?
you put oh my God?
Right, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Because you would just think, oh no, what happened?
Yeah.
We were supposed to meet.
So you wouldn't put like, oh my God, is almost like he knew.
Yeah, he knew Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
So I mean, if someone just said, hey, did you hear what happened to one of my buddies? I go, no, man, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that didn't make sense to me either.
Yeah, good call. Oh my God, what happened? What
why would you say that?
Yeah.
I mean, why would that be the first thing you would think of? You would think of something, like, oh, well, what? They get a new car? They get, what happened? But
however, it was also all over. Wouldn't it have been also all over the media that they were missing?
I don't. That's maybe, but you still would have said, yeah. I see what you're saying, yeah, because you would say, yeah, I heard what happened,
right,
and apparently, yeah. I would think if you lived in Peru, anywhere around Delphi, you would have been aware of the murders because it was, I'm not. We're not there. So
when they said, "Did you hear what happened?" Were they saying, "Did you hear they were murdered," or did you hear that they're missing? Because wouldn't it have been?
It depends on when that. Yeah, it depends when that message came. If it came February 13th, then they were missing. Did you hear what happened?
Yeah.
And if it came on the 14th, then did you hear what happened? They found their bodies. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, everybody, I would think in that area, I'm sure that was on their local news. And you would think you'd have been under, well, I don't know. Some people don't watch the news. I don't know. But I mean, still, oh my God, what happened? That's just a weird response to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we were supposed to meet.
Yeah, he's definitely,
that we were supposed to meet, but
we were supposed to meet. Right. And then not only that, I would have been having a ton of follow-up questions to the person who just sent me that.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like God, like, hey, have they found him? Or if it was sent on the 13th, hey, can I help? I mean,
here's my thing is like, if they were arranging a meeting, this is why I think there's probably a lot more by now that we obviously aren't aware of. Like, how was that meeting arranged to go to that location? Because it seems like the cops would have that information, right? Does that make sense? If he's setting up a murder or if he's involved in the murder, he had to somehow say, hey, go to this location as Anthony Schatz or whoever.
Right.
So I wonder why they haven't disclosed how he got them there or what, you know what I'm saying? Unless that was done on another device and another, right? I mean, it's just kind of crazy.
So, I mean, well, it definitely shows that he obviously I was supposed to meet them, but did he say meet them at the Mohan or not Mohan, whatever,
Right.
the bridge or somewhere else? Or,
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, exactly.
Can't wait
So
to hear more of the
yeah, but
specifics.
the police know.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely if he put that, I was supposed to meet them at the High Bridge, man, he's a damn, 100% had something to do with it.
Yep.
Right. And then with his responses, plus he's continuously lying, is, the guy, they're involved. It's just, we got to figure out how to put the puzzle together.
Yeah, well, because I think part of it is, probably a lot of, because they use kind of like a buckshot analogy, or, earlier Moon Girl was saying, it's like throwing Jello to the wall and see what, I think she said crap, but and see what sticks. But it's, they're definitely building something. I think it's interesting because, with that being said, he catfished at such a large level. I wonder if it was exciting to him to know that he was actually catfishing, if it was more thrilling knowing that he was catfishing somebody that he kind of knew. Because like I said, they were attached to the Smiths. He was catfishing the Smith's daughter to the point where he got their a meeting set up, right?
Mhm.
Then it all, God forbid, somebody in a ski mask shows up.
Yeah.
Right. So I wonder if that, because we wonder, like, how does it go to him killing somebody? Well, if he became infatuated, right, with Libby, like I think he was probably, because again, this is somebody right down the street. We kind of know each other, right? He would have to go there. Somebody mentioned Suicide Mission earlier. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see that.
Can I sorry to interrupt you, Garrett, and I hope you can keep your train of thought there.
No, good. Yeah.
I wonder, remember I was telling you about his childhood friend? The Murder Sheet had another interview with a childhood friend of Kegan, and she said that, later on he was just talking to her totally inappropriately, but she would block him.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if, I'm just guessing here, if that person is part of that Smith family and he was targeting somebody younger. Maybe your daughter.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a guess on my part. And then the other question that I have in my mind is, well, obviously police would go to the house and say, well, even though he was wearing a mask, what did he look like? What was his height, size, weight?
Yeah.
So,
which could have been hard. If it's in the dark
but wasn't it in the middle of he just got off the school
Oh,
bus?
gotcha.
Yeah, right. So she was like, my parents aren't home, come over, because she thought it was cute Anthony Schatz. And then soon a guy in a ski mask shows up. So do you think some people have actually said that just sounds like a made up thing by a teenager? I think that's believable.
Anthony Schatz, though.
Exactly.
Who knows?
They do. The police do.
The police, though. Exactly. That's what.
But wouldn't she give the description and say, he was wearing a mask, but what did his body and height look like?
But the police may not.
Well, what I was going to say is she probably, because I think that she saw him like looking through the window. So I'm assuming she just saw his face in a mask and then probably didn't go towards the danger.
Okay, right.
Like went away. And it didn't distract from my concentration at all, because along those lines is one thing I kept thinking in my head is, and again, I'm trying to it's hard always to put yourself in the mind of somebody like a Kegan Kline, right?
Mhm.
We can't comprehend how his brain operates. But for me, I'm like, is he playing this game where he has two friends pitted against each other? Because you said that they were kind of fighting about the Anthony Schatz guy. right? That there was, and so he was almost playing them against each other.
And that would feed his ego huge.
Oh, yeah.
Massively.
Weird disguise.
Well,
weird.
they're right down the street too, and he knows them, so he's like involved in it, and so it's almost like this satisfaction. It is beyond bizarre, right? But he kind of starts to build this profile of somebody that's becoming so obsessed in his own game, right?
Yeah, but he starts to even believe that he's the person. It makes me even think that, like, oh, does that make sense? Like, this is awesome. I've got them, and he believes in his sick, twisted thing. Does that make sense? I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Like, they're believing me and they're fighting after me, even though I'm not that guy.
Real. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, and so to that point did he become so, and I use the word infatuated, and I think that the detectives use a different word, something along those lines, but because they said that she became infatuated, they use a different word, but with Anthony Schatz. But while that's happening, really, since it's not Anthony Schatz, Kegan Kline's on the other side of that, becoming infatuated with Libby, because finally somebody's bought into this so much that they're willing to A, meet him, and B, they can meet him because guess what? They live in Delphi and he's in Peru.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's kind of where my mind was going, is like, dude, did it just become this huge thing where he was so believing that this was real? So that's a great point, Moon Girl, that he's actually outside of his own body as Anthony Schatz. But then it gets to that point where it's like, oh my God, we're going to meet, but I'm not Anthony Schatz.
Well, but I said he had a Lamborghini.
I have Ferrari. Yeah. But he's like, but he's like, oh my God, I get this person that I'm infatuated with, but yet I'm not Anthony Schatz. So what's the outcome going to be?
Yeah.
It has to be death, right?
Yeah.
So anyways.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. Well, when he originally set up a meeting with a girl, and I don't remember what date it was, but the girl said she brought a friend and he became just furious.
Right.
And then then went back home, and then later he apologized to her. So so then it's kind of okay. Does Kegan have it in him was he setting her up to kill her?
Right. Yeah.
And what profile was he using that he actually was stupid enough to show up? I mean, or did he find a girl that found him attractive? Well, I don't know.
We talk about determination a lot, though, like in these kind of cases, even with like Zodiac and a lot of the cases that we've covered. It's always somebody that's ultra determined to get what they want.
Yeah.
Right. And so for me, maybe that first time when somebody brought a friend, he was pissed off and had to apologize.
Yep.
But the next time he came prepared and said, okay, I'm getting what I want. And if they bring a friend this time,
they're dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody also said, another really a profiler, John Kelly, he said this could be a budding serial killer.
Oh, absolutely.
No,
for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
For sure.
So sure. This was the first time.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I think without that video and without the audio, we may have seen a whole lot more killings possibly.
Right.
But with that video out there, I'm sure he was scared to death.
Oh yeah.
So he wouldn't, but yeah, absolutely. He could have been a budding serial killer. Yeah. John Kelly nailed everything on that guy 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Outdoorsman, a hunter. He would brag about, and it's kind of weird because he says something about, he goes, yeah, he's the kind of guy that would take a picture of him and a deer he just killed. And there's a picture of Tony Kline with a deer, right. That kind of thing, So what a weird case.
Look what I have, and look what I've done. Yep. Like in a lot of people hunt in that area, and that's part of life. But he also, according to his stepchildren, which I 100% believe, 100%, he killed animal, like an innocent, like a cat, a little kitty cat and a dog.
Yeah.
And he was just vicious. And that chase, the power of the chase, right?
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
You heard that, right?
And that fits the serial killer, or the serial killer profile.
Right. So, absolutely.
All right. Well,
thank you, Moon Girl.
Thanks for showing up.
Oh, but you know what? Aside from this case, I don't know. This just hit me really hard, and I really want this person caught. It's just hit a nerve, and I really, it's just brutal to think that two girls went out in the middle of the day and, you know, yeah, and this happened to them.
Yeah, just to
But
even,
I want to say that your podcast has all kinds of other subjects that are awesome, and
thanks.
I'm not just talking about this case. I would love, Garrett, sorry, and I don't mean any disrespect to Delphi, but I'm going to go in a different direction here.
Yeah.
Garrett, you love Bigfoot. I don't know if you
love Bigfoot. Yes.
I don't know if you researched the Loch Ness, but we have like a lake monster in our neck of the woods here called the Ogopogo. And as a kid,
Like some single 7 would have made up.
no, it's not even really a thing that I made up, but it's like,
yeah.
It's like there, like it's the Ogopogo, and people have witnessed this huge, gigantic thing.
We'll come
So
investigate.
if you're open to like lake monsters, not even monsters, just lake creatures. Like they're probably majestic things, prehistoric. You never know.
Definitely. No, I'm totally into that.
Are you into it, Keith?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
anything. Yeah, anything, because that's kind of paranormal. So yeah,
exactly.
That's right up my alley. Yeah.
Hey,
you guys should do a live. Take your phone out to where this thing is and see if you can get pictures of it or something.
Moon Girl, do you guys have Instagram?
I'm not on Instagram. As you can tell, I hit a button and I'm like, I don't know what happened.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I was gonna say, reach out to me. If you know somebody that's Instagram, reach out to Life After Life on Instagram so I can get the info on that off the air.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I love your show so much is because of all of the topics that you choose.
Thank you.
And you're so laid back.
Yeah, sometimes.
And Pam, thank you. It literally feels like I'm sitting in a living room. Well, in the living room with you on a TV, and we're just having a conversation about things.
Yeah, that's what
that is like literally what Keith wanted.
Yeah, I said that over a year ago. I said I just wanted this to be like I manifested it. Yeah, I just wanted everybody to feel like we're just sitting around the living room, having coffee or something, just talking about subjects that we are interested in.
And that's exactly the vibe, and it's wonderful.
Thank you so much, girl.
All right, guys, that's 10 after 10. We went an hour and 10 minutes over, but hey, we got through it. So I'm happy.
Yeah. And Moon Girl, congratulations on being a part of the longest show in Life After Life
history. Yep. Yeah. 2 hours and 47 minutes right now.
We did it.
We did. Okay. All right. Well, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for showing up tonight. We love you guys.
Hanging in this long.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging in this long. Without this, you're the only reason we do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, thank you again so much. We will see you next week. And
more info coming out next week. We'll talk.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do something like paranormal or something. I don't know.
We'll talk.
I need a break from crime.
Let's talk.
Yeah. Okay.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.